Hello and welcome back to Blood and Ashes. This is episode 111, where we will cover Knife of Dreams, chapters 14 through 18. I'm your host Mo, and I'm joined once again by my long-fingered friends, Willie.
Sticky or long?
Both?
Stinky.
And Jody.
I think when it comes to the options on the table, I'd probably have the stinky fingers and not the sticky and long fingers. Very honest guy I am.
Yeah, you got to change that soap. That's the only thing.
Now, you guys as South Africans, you know what I'm alluding to here, right? Like the expression to have long fingers. It's actually an Afrikaans one.
Ah.
Iemand met lang vingers.
Is it a sticky fingers in the English one then?
Stealing?
Yeah,
Yeah, someone that's prone to stealing.
Yeah,
I
that's sticky.
Googled it just to make sure, and long fingers doesn't exist in English. Pro tip, do not Google long fingers.
Well, I'm totally going to do it now. Clickety-clack, clickety-clack. Shock, horror, dismay.
Yes, but since we're introduced to a pickpocket in these chapters, I thought it would be suitable, and just went down a weird little Google rabbit hole there for a second. Like, oh shit, I didn't realize this was not a common expression. It must be my Afrikaans upbringing.
Spoiler alert, my new favorite character.
Yeah, as we guessed, a lot of Elayne stuff happening in these chapters. Hey, like all Elayne, and then a bit of a dash of Rand at the end, just to spice things up again a bit. But it's nice to see some progress. It's been, again, quite a few months now since I've read these chapters. I don't think we get to the end of the siege here, do we? Not quite, but close.
In these chapters or in this book?
In these chapters?
Oh, no.
No. Okay. Well, Joe, rest assured, it is imminent. It wraps up pretty quickly. So it's coming. And as Willie and I were discussing just before we started recording, Willie has now also finished the book. I think from the next episode onwards, things are just going to like rapidly pick up pace and get incredibly rad very quickly. So I'm super, super excited.
It's kind of like
We'll see.
You're on the roller coaster right now, and every click is just the table sitting.
Yes.
Click, click, click,
Yes.
click, click,
They're
click.
clicking all the way to the top.
Clicking
now.
all the way to the top now, and then you just go down, and it's that Cobra ride where your guts get flung out, and you cry, and you lose your
Is that the
phone,
one where you
and
hang
your shoe
underneath
goes
it?
flying. Yes,
Yes,
that's what
what the Cobra was. That was a good one. Joe, you haven't read ahead at all, hey?
No, I'm struggling to get through these chapters. Yesterday was
Okay,
wake up, start reading, took a break, went out with the kids to play some sport, had lunch, come back, more reading. 6 p.m. I finished my notes, just collapsed on the bed, like, oh my God.
It's stuff with so much test cricket on it as well.
Yes,
I must
so
say.
much
It's
going on in my
a
life.
time-consuming thing.
It's a busy time of year. Let's not kid. For anyone that's listening to this months after the recording, it's leading up to Christmas. It's the end of the school year. Everything is happening at the same time. Social things are kicking off left, right, and center. It is 1 week of school left for us and 1 week of work for me. And then it's 4.5 weeks of blissful holidays.
Social things.
As a business
precious?
owner, there's no such thing as holidays. I'm always on call. I could go away on holidays, but there's always a laptop in my backpack there, just waiting.
Oh, no. Yeah, social things, Will, like end of year functions, like school board that I'm on. We've got a social function, work social
School board?
functions, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, I stay away from those things.
You
Give me
people.
you've got to touch people's hands and communicate. Shower.
Who was it
Can't
that
have
said,
stinky fingers.
No.
my favorite saying, and I can never attribute it to the right person when I quote it, and it's going to be a callback now that I say it, but one of my favorites is hell is other people.
Yeah.
That's Ron Swanson.
Sounds like Ron Swanson.
He was not the originator, but he certainly, yes, lives by that creed.
That reminds me. One more quote from Ron Swanson. Bring me all the bacon that you have. Wait, come back. I fear you misunderstood me there. I said, bring me all the bacon that you have.
Now, I know what you heard is bring me a lot of bacon, but what I said was bring me all your
All the
bacon.
bacon.
Old Ron.
What
Yes.
a legend.
What you got for us, Mo? Who wrote in? Who
What
said
do I have for us?
Yeah, I'm sure a bunch of people said stuff.
A couple of people sent them some things, and I did say to you before the recording as well, Jody, we've got a good dad joke lined up in there.
Can't wait.
So,
Chomping at the bit.
before we get to the dessert that is our lovely incoming dad joke, we all have to eat our vegetables first in everyone's favorite section called Vegetables. Also callbacks. We asked, how old is Olivia again? Does the Adam
555.
slow your aging? Blah, blah, blah. Lots of talk about the oaths and the effect that they have on your aging and all that sort of stuff. So let's focus first quickly on Olivia. I had mentioned just briefly that she seems like she's showing some early signs of aging, but she doesn't look old. And her physical description is she has blue eyes and golden yellow hair with threads of white running through it. She has fine lines at the corners of her eyes. Speaks with a slow Sean-Chan drawl. She is a little taller than Nynaeve Elmira, which I found interesting because Nynaeve is famously short as well. You know, like not quite as small as Moraine, but Nynaeve is also described as not very tall. So I always pictured Olivia as quite tall, but maybe that's just because of her power in
It's just
in
her presence.
One Power, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Not her actual physicality.
She was born in 586 New Era and was made Damane when she was only 13 or 14 years old. She is now 414 years old and one of the oldest people living, but in many aspects, she still retains the personality of a teenager. Now, another old person that we've read about a lot is obviously the eldest of the kin, famously old group of women. So Rhiannon Corley was 412 at the time of Knife of Dreams. So she is 2 years younger than Olivia.
Wow.
So Rhiannon, I think, shows a bit more
Age. She's more
like age, but that's probably just Olivia is actively channeling more than what Rhiannon is. The kin are sort of like in hiding, only channeling a little bit. Olivia, being a Damane, has been forced to channel for centuries.
All day, every day.
Yes.
They get like paid leave. Like, okay, you've like, worked hard.
For the Adam, no, they'd freak out.
For
They
slaves.
don't want to leave.
No, I
Remember
don't
they-
think the slaves have a holiday plan.
They've got a villa. It's got like nice drinks, and then they get this lead extension, and they hook it on a peg, and they're like, "Ha! You're in the villa
Just
for a
like,
week."
it just runs around. They've got this like this track laid out on the ground with all these like extra wires
They,
that the
they clip the lead
dog
on
just
like a
slides
dog
along.
runner.
Yes.
You know those dog runner things.
Yeah.
But here's something interesting about the aging. Now, we talk about like the amount of channeling someone does, but also actually just your strength in the power. So a channeler's longevity roughly paralleled their strength level. Usually, the strongest channelers have an expectancy of life far longer than the weakest, and the women among the channelers have a lifespan longer than men of comparable strength, which is around 10% more. So women and men of comparable strength, the women live about 10% more than the men. In the Wheel of Time Companion, it is explained that in the Age of Legends, the strongest female could reach the age of 800 years old, with very few able to reach 850 and even 900. However, surviving 900 years was exceedingly rare. A man at the top level is comparable in lifespan to a woman at the top level of the female strength level, and so both fell into this 800-year age level. At the middle of the spectrum, they fell around 400 to 450 years age level, so that's about how old they can get. And at the bottom of the spectrum, the weakest channelers have far less long life. A woman at the minimum level fell into the 150-year age level, while a man at the same power level fell into the 135-year age level. So we can imagine Morghese potentially living to be about 150 years old. If they count that as like the very weakest level.
Yeah. So
We've already spoken about how she appears a lot younger than she is, right? Like people, they look at her and they see almost a young woman, but she's already like deep in her 40s, I think.
Now, I hear what you're
call back
saying
myself there.
about men and channeling and life expectancy, but I'm willing to toss a golden crown into a betting pool that I've got an internet connection and I've got a YouTube, and I see what men do all the time. Old men, young men,
Yes.
boys. They probably never died from anything weird except stupidity.
Yes.
Like,
possibly.
chopping wood. I can do this with bare feet and just an axe.
My name is Luce Theron and this is Jackass.
There was only one episode. Everyone died.
Yes. This is called Sealing the Boar. Final episode. And then, Phil, I looked around to see if the Adam shows any signs of like prolonging anyone's life, and that is definitely not a thing, or not a thing that anyone has written about. Olivia's old age is purely because her strength level, and obviously she's channeling a lot. Then we asked ourselves, did Rand have Calandor with him when they invaded Ilion? No, he didn't use it again after that attack on the Seanchan outside of Ibudar when he killed a lot of his own men. Like after that, Rand switches to the Kuden Kol and he doesn't use Calandor anymore. Then I sort of got my wires crossed about the Tinker attack, who was attacked in the waste and brought that message. How did Moraine get the message that the Dark One was going to blind the eye of the world? You know, that whole story. And it wasn't a Tinker wagon that got attacked in the Blight. It was a group of maidens. They fought off and killed 3 times their number, but one maiden was still alive and dying when she was found by a group of Tinkers. And she overcame her avoidance of the Tinkers because the Tinkers knew that the Aiel watched them, but just despised them or assumed they despised them because they never interacted with them for reasons that we know. But she overcame that avoidance of the Tinkers to give them that message. And the Tinkers tell Perrin and Egwene that story in the Eye of the World when they meet Rain and the Tinkers after being chased by those ravens across the field, and they meet Elias and all that sort of stuff.
It's the OG.
When they all meet in Camelin, they talk to Moraine about their dreams, and then a message, then the story. Loyal tells the story about Jane Fastrider arriving at the steading and giving that same message, and then Perrin goes, yeah, when we were the Tinkers, they told us a story about, you know, maidens giving them the message that the Dark One was going to blind the eye of the world. And Moraine goes, okay, well, I had my own clue as well. All these clues are saying something's happening at the eye of the world, and let's just go to the eye. That's why they traveled to Feldara from Camelin, is because of all these stories converging in Camelin. So that's where that came from. Then, onto far more important business. The origins of the pasty are unclear, though there are many references to them throughout historical documents and fiction. The pasty is now popular worldwide because of the spread of Cornish miners and sailors from across Cornwall, and variations can be found in Australia, Mexico, and the United States, Ulster, and elsewhere. I found it weird that they called out Ulster, like all these big countries, and then just specifically also Ulster.
They're so weird, they don't even fit in any normal group. There's nowhere to put them.
The recipe for a Cornish pasty is defined by its protected status, because this meal has now got protected status, almost like a rare bird. It includes diced or minced beef, onion, potato, and swede in rough chunks, along with some light peppery seasoning. The cut of beef used is generally skirt steak. Swede is sometimes called turnip in Cornwall, but the recipe requires the use of actual swede, not turnip. Although the officially protected Cornish pasty has specific ingredients in its list, old Cornish cookery books show that pasties were generally made from whatever food was available. Now, Joe, your apple-flavored one comes in here. Yeah, Ratburger. Part savoury, part sweet pasty, similar to the Bedfordshire clanger, was eaten by miners in the 19th century in the copper mines on Parais Mountain, Anglesey. The technician who did the research and discovered the recipe claimed that the recipe was probably taken to Anglesey by Cornish miners travelling to the area looking for work. No 2-course pasties are commercially produced in Cornwall today, but are usually the product of amateur cooks. They are, however, commercially available in the British supermarket chain Morrison's under the name Tin Miner Pasty, and those are the ones that have an apple sauce in them as well.
I will be in London in a few weeks. I am going to go to Morrison's and get me one of them
Go
pies.
find yourself a Tin Miner Pasty. It's a Cornish pie with apple sauce.
Tell me about it. And after you've eaten that pie, you come and have some time with me, and I'll tell you about my Lord and Savior, the Dark One, and I'll bring you over to the dark side.
Right,
Because it's clearly what those people eat.
It's the food of
Anyone
evil
eating
people.
those pies has a taste for the dark side. All right.
Sorry, I'm not done with pie talk. I'm really going to have to
go.
go out to my local bakery where I buy really nice Cornish pasty that has no turnips and peas and
Potato.
square carrots and potato.
Gotta have potato.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it with potato. I like
It's just a
veggie pasty,
stew
though.
inside a pie, basically.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. Can't go wrong.
Is that the end of pie talk?
My talk is complete for
This
this
concludes
episode,
Pie
but
Talk.
we will bring it back next week.
Ding,
this is
ding,
the
ding,
end of
ding,
Pie Talk
ding, ding,
2025.
ding, 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 ding,
Join us
ding,
in the
ding,
new year.
ding, ding, ding.
For more
Well,
Pie Talk.
we're heading into Christmas season, so I think we might have to talk about
mince
mince
pies.
pies because there's a,
Got
there's
4
a
boxes
huge
in the
divide
kitchen.
in the world about those.
I've got no time for mince pies.
Oh, well, this recording is done. Mince pies
This
are
podcast
amazing.
is over. We got this far.
Yes. But we'll keep mince pies for 2026. Come on, Moritz, get on with it.
Okay. All right, back to more mundane pedantry. How many horses did the peddler arriving in that village in Chiota have pulling his wagon? We
2.
couldn't remember. 6.
Oh,
6
Jesus.
So you had a
horses.
team of horses. A team is usually
whole bunch, yeah.
6 of them. It's like in Red Dead Redemption when you're trying to steal a wagon with 6 horses. It ain't turning.
Did he show any sign of being surprised by the presence of this town? So like Willie said, he should have known. Matt actually comments that he should know this because he's probably passed through here hundreds of times. So he didn't. He didn't show any kind of sign. He was very eager to interact with the village folk. And when he jumped off his wagon, the horses were sort of starting to make a noise as the village started to sink, and the horses started to sink as well. The peddler jumps off his wagon and he lands awkwardly because he's not hit the top of the ground like it's rock hard clay, but he's just sunk straight into it ankle deep as he's landed, and then he's stuck, and then everything goes to hell from there. But he didn't seem at all phased by this brand new town on this road at all.
He deserved to die.
Should have been phased.
Well,
Yes.
I mean, the world was changing at that point in time, and corridors moved. So he was like,
Very much
cool.
so. We see that
I'll
in these
move.
chapters as well.
Mm.
Yeah. I was sort of marveled at Birgitte's experience with the Tower of Genji. Like, she's got a lot of knowledge about it. Turns out, in a previous incarnation as Jethari Moondancer, after what was called the Battle of La Point Hills, Guidal Kane was inflicted with a horrible head wound that affected his mind. Jethari travelled into the Tower of Genji in the hopes that the Finn would heal him. Sadly, neither of them survived, the Finn killing both of them. Over the years, the tale has changed slightly to become the tale of Almiara and the Shadow Eyes. So Birgitte has intimate knowledge of the Tower of Genji because she's entered it. And died.
And never left.
Nope.
Memories
Um,
retained.
Yes, and thank fuck for that, because now our intrepid adventurers can use those details. The description of the sneaky woman at the dice table compared to the one that attacked Matt. So the gambling woman was a Tarabona with braids or beads in her hair, and like was definitely acting as a merchant. And the attacker was a younger woman in a dirty dress, like Jody said, like
So
kind of
that's
feral
just
looking.
me trying to tie it together.
Trying to link
it up,
things
man.
up, but
I should
but
I should
think
focus more and focus on the descriptions of NPCs.
this is a byproduct, I think, of maybe listening to audiobooks rather than sitting down and reading and having a singular focus.
I read that as well, but yes.
Okay, then no,
also
you're on your
very
own, buddy.
true. Yes,
No, that one's on you.
I
Trying
probably
to help you,
smell the
but
pie somewhere.
You don't want it.
Then, Vil, you said she reminded, so the woman that attacked Matt reminded him of the woman in the barn, and I asked you, Lady Shiane, and I asked, like, maybe because this woman hissed at him, and the dagger that they took off Lady Shiane or
hissing
Milliskane
dagger.
in the barn hissed when they dropped it in the bucket of water. That's when it made a hissing sound, but Matt doesn't, his mind doesn't go there at all. Jiu-jitsu? It's not really a striking martial art. Well, I almost said it
I don't know
at the time, but
these karate things. All I know, it's from the east, and you put a robe on.
a gi, please.
Yes, it's a melted clarified butter from India.
Just you put clarified butter all over your body
Like a Turkish
for
oil
gripping,
wrestlers.
Yes.
Chasing the
Really,
greased
just
pig.
A quick aside, this is the most unlikely avoidance I've ever seen in my life. Of all my friends, Vil, I would have thought you would be the first one to get sucked into MMA the way that I was. And meanwhile, it's like Craig and Jody, and you've never shown any
Non-violent
kind
ones
of...
that it's I did judo as a young kid, and part of the training was bunny hops, where you have to hop around like a frog on the floor to do, I don't know,
Get the quads.
quads and things to work. And I hated it so much that I never ever wanted to look at martial arts again in my life.
Okay, well,
Bruce Lee, yes, I watched a little bit of Bruce Lee.
when you and I are in the same space again, I'll pick a fight and we'll, not with you, but one from the UFC back catalog.
He'll just gonna slap you around.
And we'll watch it together, and I'll talk you through it because it is
UFC 188.
So which one do you do? The classic karate chop with a bladed hand? Is it not jiu-jitsu?
No one does that because that doesn't actually cause much damage at all. You'll just break
Except for
your fingers.
your own
if you
hand,
use
One
yeah.
did it and cracked the throat. So
it. Also, fantasy novel. People are doing magic.
I thought you said Juan
Juan Tuan.
Juan punched the woman in the throat.
with the karate chop. Yeah.
I did. The reason I didn't bring it up, Phil, is because a lot of people assume jiu-jitsu is automatically Brazilian jiu-jitsu, but Brazilian jiu-jitsu is the adaptation of Japanese jiu-jitsu, which in the past did include some striking maneuvers, but only to be able to put the defender in a position to use the strike to put themselves in a position to lock in a choke or a
Isn't
submission
Brazilian
hold or something
jiu-jitsu
like
where you do like spinny kicks and move like a monkey?
that. No. Taekwondo is the
You're
heavy
thinking
kicking one. Capoeira, maybe you're thinking
Capoeira.
of
I don't know,
Brazilian,
that
the Brazilian
where they
fighting
do
style.
like-
That's like dancing
It
almost.
feels like they're playing drums while they do it.
That's capoeira, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
It's very ineffectual
flashy but
in
ineffectual.
MMA.
It looks cool though. I put myself in a hole by saying Selusha was a Sojin, and then I said, "Oh, is she a Sojin?" And she is. That was correct.
Yay!
Sojin. They're a class of Dakoval, hereditary upper servants of the blood of the Seanchan. They have considerable status and can have authority over free people, even giving them orders. So, like, Sojin in the old tongue is high among the low, if you recall, if that rings a
makes
bell.
sense.
It's like people among the Dakoval, the slaves that are actually elevated above average citizens.
Slave drivers. All right.
Joe, you made a distinction in the last episode about when Tom gives Matt the message that there are Seanchan about and they are looking for Tuon, but they're looking for an imposter. And we had a bit of a talk about, like, you had said an imposter. I thought you had said a posse. And then I spoke about, like, how Karedi's men are the posse, but they're not hunting her to kill her.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are looking to, like, save her or, like, rescue her. All the other Seanchan under Suroth's orders are looking for her to kill her, right? Because they believe that she has brought the Seanchan Empire into disrepute by being this sort of shakedown artist and extorting merchants for gold and stuff around Ibudar. So Tom is saying to Matt that they are looking for an imposter. He uses that word. But I still think that the Seanchan themselves don't know that they are looking for an imposter. I think they are looking for Tuon, but Tom knows that it must be an imposter because the things that they are saying they are charging this person with couldn't have happened because Tuon's been with them the whole time.
Right.
So he's saying, Matt, they're looking for an imposter and they are looking to execute her. So Matt, when he hears their Seanchan about it, he goes, okay, cool, that solves my Tuon problem. I can just hand her over and they'll take her and, she'll go back to what she was doing. And Tom's going, no, they're going to kill her because she's brought them into disrepute. So Tom does use the word imposter, but I think he's made that assumption because of them having Tuon with him the whole time. Then we asked ourselves, when is the last time we read about Perrin? Like chapter 4 of this book, 7 chapters ago at the point that we asked that question. It was when Perrin met
so much.
Tylee. When Perrin met Tylee Kurgan. We also had breaks, remember? So like it felt like a very long time. But
That was
when
my chapter.
he meets the Seanchan and he does that whole thing with the board, the stick in the air and the arrows hitting it and the Asherman show and all that sort of stuff. Like that's
Yeah,
at
but
that
even
point,
after that,
was
they
the
go
last
to
time.
that village and they speak to the
That happened in the last episode, right? So
Yes.
at the beginning,
Oh, okay.
when we said, here's Perrin, we said, okay, when last did we read about Perrin?
Okay.
Chapter
Wow.
4.
You have to double
Yeah.
explain that.
What a journey.
Yeah.
Then we spoke briefly about the history of Trollocs in Seanchan because of Mishima's comments, right? Like, one day I'd like to see these Trollocs. And Matt goes, one day you will, and you won't like it. And he goes, oh shit. Or Perrin, sorry, not Matt.
Yeah.
And Perrin goes, you will, but you won't like it. So the northernmost part of the landmass of Seanchan consists of the Lesser Blight, which is a corrupted landscape similar to the Great Blight north of the Westlands. Considering its latitude, it is possible that this corrupted landscape extends across the entire world, even below the waves. Although the Lesser Blight is not as hostile or as dangerous as the Great Blight, it is still considered the most dangerous part of the Seanchan continent. South of the Lesser Blight are the Mountains of Doom. These are considered to be an extension of the mountains of the same name in the Westlands, and it is possible that the mountains as well completely encircle the Blight and even continue beneath the ocean, as they tumble into the sea in the same confused morass of islands and cliffs as in the Westlands. 1,000 years after the Trolloc Wars and after unifying the Westlands, Arthur Hawkwing had sent that fleet led by his son Luthair Paindrake Mondwyn across the Arath Ocean, and Luthair's fleet never returned and was presumed lost. In actuality, the fleet had successfully made it across the ocean to arrive in Seanchan. By pitting the native warring nations and Aes Sedai against each other, Luthair and his descendants eventually subjugated and unified the continent into the Empire of Seanchan, a process called the Conquest, sometimes referred to by the Seanchan people as the Consolidation. The conquest is revealed to have taken nearly 800 years to complete. As Seanchan General Kenar Mirage says, he missed the conquest by only 200 years and had to stop numerous rebellions. During this time, the descendants of Luthair and his armies became Seanchan as much as they conquered it, and Luthair's direct heirs continue to rule the empire to this day. During the same time, the Seanchan began to use the native animals from the continent to kill all of the present Shadowspawn. Because Shyle Ghul is located across the ocean, the populations of Shadowspawn never recovered, and modern Seanchan people believed for centuries that they were simply a myth until they encountered them in the Westlands during their invasion. It's also said that the Grolm and all the Raken and stuff that they brought from the Portal Stone Worlds, they used those as well to hunt the Shadowspawn.
That's
and completely eradicate them. Yeah, but it took 800 years. I mean, maybe not the whole time, but like that conquest or that consolidation happened over 8 centuries.
Is it safe to assume that the breaking of the world caused a divide and an ocean to split the Westlands and Shandar? If you've got a mountain range with the same name that runs from the one into the ocean, and you've got a blight that runs into the
it's
ocean.
Stated multiple times, right? Like it moved oceans and mountains rose and valleys were submerged and stuff. So yeah, very much so. And I mean, Arthur Hawkwing and all that stuff was post-breaking, right? So like the breaking would have happened and the world would have looked like this.
So they got the tail end of the landmass where the influence of the boar and the Shogul's obviously not that far stretched out. So they had the lesser beasts to kill.
Yes, and a finite number. Like they weren't coming forth from the valleys of Thakondar, you know, those weren't
because
on
there was the
Seanchan,
big
so
ocean
there
and
was
they don't
just-
like swimming.
No,
No,
they don't.
I'm on a little tangent in my brain now. The blight behind the mountains of doom under the ocean. What does that look like? Did the creatures there evolve? Are they
Fucked
like
up coral.
blight sharks? And what are
Yes.
They must.
Maybe more like tentacled things.
Krakens.
I'm rewatching the Lord of the Rings movies for the first time in like 20 years. And
exactly
I just
which one you're
finished
talking about.
Fellowship of the Ring, with the thing outside of the Mines of Moria. Something like that. Anyway, we spoke briefly about the description of the storm in the city. Was it formed by the One Power? Remember that like super isolated thunderstorm? Was it caused by the Bowl of the Winds, the Dark One? Nobody mentions it other than to remark on how odd it is. And Aviendha deals with it quite easily. So she's not having to fight any kind of weave, keeping them in place. So it could just be an anomaly or a reality weirdness like we've been seeing so often now, right? Like I hesitate to call it a bubble of evil because it seems kind of mundane, like just like storm clouds. The weather we know has been weird. Reality has been shifting. Everything is weird. So like it's general weirdness. I'm writing it off to that. I don't think it was the Black Archer sisters in the city because we know that Thalion and Marilyn were both reporting to Millie Skane at the moment. So there were 2 of them in there. But like to what end? Causing a storm in the city to distract who? The soldiers aren't going to stop
After the
fighting
battle
at
on the
wall.
walls is over.
Exactly.
The
During-
most
yeah.
out of thinking about it in the context of a siege, the biggest point for me would be they would want to stop the city from burning, so channel and make that it might be maybe even the kin, because we've got kin there. But I mean, if it's not
Maybe.
stated, it makes tactical sense in a siege to have water pour down on you. But it doesn't make sense if there's lightning.
Yes, exactly. And that's what Elayne, like, she saw the lightning happening and she was like, fuck, that lightning is probably causing damage, maybe even killing people in the city. Aviendha, please deal with it. And Aviendha does it quite easily. Now, you don't make a storm like that just dissipate. She just like sort of lessens the intensity so that it's just raining, as we will find out in chapters here, like everything is wet. But she didn't have to like overcome another weave or anything is basically what I read from that. You know, like it wasn't manufactured by someone channeling.
Are you trying to tell me that Google Gemini lied to me?
Yes.
It told me that this was caused by the Black Aja. I'm going to have to go double check. Gemini.
Gemini is
so bad.
Dumb as a bag of rocks. Last one here. A Trolloc fist is between 100 and 200 Trollocs. That's a fist. I think we all actually knew that.
Somewhere in my brain, that information.
I bet our listeners did. Fast forwarding 15 seconds right now. Speaking of our listeners, let's switch to their contributions. We got a comment on Spotify, of all places, from Stephen. Okay, Stephen, I'm going to try and say your surname now. You've written it a bunch of times, and I might have taken an attempt at it, but I'm going to take another one. Is it Kozakowicz? Very
You're looking at me as a
Polish, Eastern European sounding surname. So let us know what is your lineage. Stephen says, simple comment. Are you all talking about a hybrid Zorse?
Perhaps we are.
And when I saw that, I laughed and I thought, and I responded to him. I was like, that's funny. Then Stephen sent in an email going a little further, and he goes, regarding episode 9 and the razor controversy, look up what a Zorse is. And then we'll get to that. Plus, to tie in other outstanding controversy, I wonder if a Zorse could pull an apple cart a faster leagues per hour than a normal horse. Love your work on the podcast, Stephen.
He loves specific parts of our work. This Zorse thing, for example. None of the actual
the important bits.
Recapping of the story.
So, a zebroid is the offspring of any cross between a zebra and any other equine to create a hybrid. In most cases, the sire is a zebra stallion, but not every time. So there's lots of different names for these things. A Zorse is one of them. You get a Zonky. There's all kinds of stuff. But in terms of physical characteristics, zebroids physically resemble their non-zebra parent, but are striped like a zebra, which very neatly fits the description we got. It's a Zorse.
Okay. Hold on. No, you got me thinking here. So,
oh boy.
I'm going to go Google Zorse. I'll be back.
A donkey can also be called an ass.
Yes.
So what about a zazz?
Is that from a Dr. Seuss book?
Oh, probably. I don't know.
He's just inventing
a
it now.
Zazz is a thing. Oh, gosh. Just... You have a callback and you have a callback. Everyone gets a callback.
Nope.
Actually, only Moritz gets callbacks.
You've tried in the past to give Jody and myself homework, and it hasn't gone down well. So
no.
They do look very horsey.
I won't saddle you with that. Har, 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 har. Okay, while Jody's looking up horse and zebra hybrids, I will... Well, actually, I should wait for Jody to finish because this next comment is directed directly at him.
I'm back.
Okay. Jody's back. On YouTube, listener Marcus Paminger commented on our last episode with just this simple message for Jody. It's Sunday morning.
Hey!
You asked for that.
I did ask for that. Thank you. So
Thanks,
I'm not
Marcus.
the only one.
No. Then, as with any good joke, Adam McKinnon writes in to explain his Kaka joke for us. He says, the short version is Kaka means shit, as in Stephen King's writing has been shit. I didn't say it was a good joke. But then he goes, I was wondering if you guys had heard about the new corduroy pillows. They're making headlines. I hope that one gave me some dad joke cred.
10 out of 10.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, that reminds me, my son has a joke. He wanted me to say on the podcast specifically. He said that he read that that scientists are crossing the DNA of crabs and cheetahs, and that he's worried about it because things could go sideways really quickly.
That's very good.
I didn't get the reaction I was hoping out of Ellie. You got a little chuckle.
I think
taking a
I got
minute.
lost when it was animals, and I'm like, why?
The Game
He
Ranger.
immediately
Why
went
would
to
you do
anatomy
this?
like,
Why would you? One is a mammal, the other one is a sea mammal.
He's going,
I know
this is not a
crap.
joke. I must take this seriously. What are the genetics?
Thanks for that, Adam. You have unfortunately triggered Jody's dad jokes, so we got a bonus one there. All right, that's it from me and from the listeners. So let's take care of one little piece of homework before we get stuck into our chapters. Jody, get comfortable because we're about to cover previously on Blood and Ashes. We join Matt and Lucas Show traveling from Ronion's Crossing, where Matt is making attempts to get to know Tuon better. He makes a comment about ravens being spies for the Dark One, and she laughs at his apparent superstition and asks if he believes that if you sleep on Old Hobbs Hill under a full moon, then snakes will give you true answers to 3 questions, or that foxes steal people's skins and take the nourishment from your food so you can starve to death while eating your fill. This makes Matt nervous for obvious reasons. On the road, they come across a strange village that turns out to be an entire ghost village. A random peddler unwittingly gets trapped and sinks into the ground along with the rest of the village, leaving nothing behind but his hat. The show people are shaken to the core, but Luca rallies them and convinces them to keep going when most want to turn back, winning Tom a bet with Matt. That night, most people are trying to forget the events of the day, and Matt sends Nerem and Lopen to get drunk. In a quiet moment, Matt observes Tom reading and handling his letter from Moraine, and Matt finally asks him about it. This is the trigger Tom has been waiting for, and he shows it to Matt. The letter explains Moraine is alive and captured by the Finns. If there's any hope of her being rescued, it has to be done by Matt, Tom, and one other she does not recognize. Noel immediately volunteers. Matt reminds them the gate Moraine and Lanfear fell through has been destroyed, but Oliver pipes up and tells them that Birgitte had told him that Sindel can be reached via the Tower of Genji. Matt recognizes its description as the tower he noticed on their flight from Shadow Logoth on Doman's ship. Matt finally decides they'll attempt the rescue, and the dice in Matt's head stop rolling. The next day, they reach the town of Madiran and set up camp. Tuon tells Matt she wants him to take her to a dive bar, or as they call it, a hell. Tom saves Matt's bacon and says he knows just the place. So Matt, Tom, Tuon, and Selusha set out to a pub so Tuon can experience what they think is the dirtiest of bars. While there, Tuon wants to see just how lucky Matt is and coaxes him into playing dice with the local merchants. After a great run of luck against some really shifty-looking folks, Matt eventually loses everything he won and ends up square, just what he wanted. Tom lets Matt know he's heard of Seanchan armies closing in on their position, looking for a Daughter of the Nine Moons imposter whom they expect to execute. When they are about to leave the town, they are attacked. They kill the attackers, but Matt can't raise his weapon to a female attacker, and Tuon ends up dealing with her. Matt also called Tuon by her name, so he lost their little game. Matt decides they need to buy some horses and finally leave Lucas' show. When we then join Perrin and his new Seanchan allies as they arrive at a Seanchan outpost in Amadisia to collect some Raken. They don't get as many as they had hoped for, since Surath had sent the bulk of the Raken after Rodel Eteralde. A bubble of evil freaks everyone the fuck out, but Perrin is single-minded in his mission to secure the elements he needs to rescue Aiel. They ride on to a fork root manufactory and to get the fork root they need for their assault on Malden. After some to and fro with a high-ranking civil servant, they get what they want. As they leave, Perrin takes an arrow to the shoulder when he turns to Tylee Kurgan at the last second. Mishima's men find the attackers and report they killed themselves using poison. And finally, we join Elayne in Caemlyn, where she has a front row seat to watching another of Aramilla's attacks on the walls repelled. After the fight, a huge mass of black clouds looms over low Caemlyn, where the sky was crystal clear minutes before. Aviendha channels to disperse them, leaving a steady downpour that soaks everyone's clothes. Birgitte wants to get back to the palace as fast as possible so that the wounded can get healing. Back in the main stable yard of the palace, they encounter Guardsman Lieutenant Charles Gaibon, who returns via gateway with 10,000 soldiers. Elayne is so delighted she promotes him to captain. Which brings us to chapter 14 called Wet Things. Joe, why don't you whet our appetite for today's episode with our first chapter summary?
Captain Gaibon? Yes.
Guy bun. Oh no, now I'm going to picture him with a man bun the whole time.
He's going to have a man bun. That's who he is. The spring rains have arrived, everybody. In Caemlyn, it's springtime. Everybody saw the rain outside and just went, oh, take down the winter wall hangings. It's spring. Because that's what everyone's doing. And Elayne is walking through the hallways now. Oh, she's gone inside. She's still soaking wet, and so is everyone with her. And they are working. All the servants are working. They're taking down the heavy winter wall hangings. As you guys know, it's winter here. I'm just putting up my winter heavy wall hangings. You guys have taken yours down. Those kind of things. It's taking a long time because there are very few servants. They're all old. They're all the old retirees that had to come out of retirement because Gabriel chased half of them away. And then when Rand came, he chased the other half away. So the old-timers are there picking up the slack. Just in case you forgot, Elayne is pregnant. You guys remember that? So if you don't worry, she'll remind you multiple times during this chapter how pregnant she really is. She's trying to get to her apartments to go get changed and go speak with some new arrivals. So there's a bunch of people that want her attention. And as always, she's got Aviendha and Brigitte with her. Of course, God's women galore. And they see Rianne in the hallways with her two pet ex-Damane, Jalari and Kara. Jalari is like full-on Sean Chan, been since she was a kid as well, a Damane, and Kara was captured in Ibu Dar. I didn't write it down. She's a local. So she's kind of out of it. She's glad she's not collared anymore, but Jalari's having a hard time. So they give her some etiquette lessons. And they're trying to teach her. They're taking her out for walks and all kinds of things, So that's why they're there in the hallways. But they give her some lessons, and then Rianne tells Jalari to go for a walk with Kara so she can talk to Elayne alone. Brigitte's wondering why she's even there, because she's supposed to be out scouting, opening gateways and sending the scouts through and all of that kind of stuff. But Brigitte had ordered some rest for the scouts, so Rianne has been helping Jalari and the others just walking around. She decided... Jalari, that is, decided just this morning that she doesn't want to put the collar back on. So she's decided, hey, you're right. I am not a Damane. I am. It's a big day for her. Another Suldam, we're getting like updates on what's happening with the Sean Chan in the palace, is Marley. She also finally admitted as a Suldam that she can see the weaves, but now she wants to become a Damane. She's like, put the collar on me. So it's like a win some, you lose some kind of a thing. It's hard with these. And there's another 28 Suldam to go in the palace that they need to convince. Boy. Yeah. So they don't know what to do with this Suldam. It's like, what do we do with her? We're not going to put her in a collar. So Elayne's like, just send her back to Sean Chan. Very unpopular decision, because they are saying, well, obviously, if they send her back immediately, they're going to put a collar on her, and they don't wish that on any woman. But Elayne has a plan. She's like, of course, we send them back. This is undermining the Sean Chan empire. They're not going to be able to hide who she was. Like, people are going to realize, people are going to recognize her. Go, hey, you used to be a Suldam, and now you've got a collar on. Perhaps they should send them in bigger groups, because if you send them one by one, they'll probably just murder them and keep it all a secret. Straight up. Straight up. No one's going to bother trying to hide them. They'll just murder them. But they've only got one, so we'll try it out. Give it a test run. They're either going to collar her or murder her. So, wow, not a popular lady Elayne at the moment amongst the other female channelers. But anyway, then off she goes, and then they run into Vandine. There's lots of people in the hallways. Vandine is there just puttering around with her two ex-kin member pets in Novice White. Christine, the super old one, if you remember. She is 25 years older than the oldest living Aes Sedai. So she's also around the 400-year-old range. And Zarya. But they don't stop to chat. They're off in their own little worlds. And everybody's just looking at her because Vandine has started wearing Adelace's dresses. She's wearing her perfume. She's kind of like taken over her personality, almost to try and keep her alive. They think, keep her memory alive. So everybody's just watching her from a distance going, oh, shame. I feel so sorry for her. So they don't engage. Off they go. Then they bump into Rena, who is in charge of the palace. Elayne is getting moody now. She's wet. She wants to get back to her rooms to change, and she's pregnant, if you remember. So
is she?
Yeah. This is the theory. We don't know if it's true yet. 3 of the mercenary captains have demanded an audience. That's why Rena's there. She points out that Elayne is also looking pretty wet. She's like, what are you doing in the hallway? It's looking so wet. You should go get changed. You're pregnant. This is going to be bad for you. So Elayne is getting pretty moody. So Raitha and Carrie-Anne are being, are in the blue room, I think, with the guards or the mercenary captains. They're keeping an eye on them so they don't get long, sticky fingers. And with them as well is old Hatchet Face. We don't talk about him. Elayne doesn't trust him, and she adds Saratha and Carrie-Anne to that list as well. One of them is definitely Black Aja. She's got it down to those two, and maybe Merilel, because she disappeared. So they don't know what happened to her. But unfortunately, she likes them all as people. She's like huge friends with them, but one of them is a bad guy. They all assume correctly that the mercenaries want more money. They're like, what do these mercenaries want? Probably money. Yes, correct. Spoilers for the future. But they'll have to wait. The mercenaries, that is. First, she needs to get to her apartments and change because she's pregnant. Right around the corner, she bumps into the Windfinders. She has, like I did, an audible sigh. Oh, fucking Windfinders.
All the readers.
All the readers. Chanel Din Saran White Shark and Renail Din Calon, who used to be big stuff, if you remember, amongst the sea folk, but was reduced to nothing. She has to start all the way from the beginning again after her sister, Nesta Din Reyes, died. No one cares. Elayne tries to brush them off, but you don't brush off the Windfinders or any sea folk lightly. They're like
No, unfortunately not.
Troll of all combat. That's analogy.
Yeah.
They demand to know what's up with Talan and Merilel. They ran away together, aren't those? Those the two that had the little tryst? Is that the two of them?
No.
Who was found under a bed?
That was... Gosh, Jody, now you're testing
Ah,
my
there
knowledge
was
here.
an Aes Sedai. Was it an Aes Sedai? And a Windfinder.
No, it was a noble, wasn't it? Cadswain? No, gosh, Jody, God damn you! It was
so
they were
many
in the
people.
palace of Kyrian when Rand was attacked. Merilil and Talan. So Merilil is obviously she's the Aes Sedai that I think they met in Ibu Dar, who was sort of in charge or she was the chief negotiator, or like
Just edit this all out. We'll talk about
when
it.
the Supergirls went to Ibu Dar, Merilil was sort of in charge. And then eventually Elayne took over in Ibu Dar and put Merilil in her place. And then Talan is the young Windfinder that has all the talent that came up to Nynaeve, I think, after Nynaeve was turned upside down and she was finally left the room and slammed the door. Talan ran up to her and was like, please send me to the White Tower, get me out of here. And Merilil has been coaching Talan, and they are actually, that's where they've gone, is to the White Tower. To turn Talan into a
That's why the Windfinders are so pissed off, because they want her back. Or not the Windfinders,
She's a strong
You're
channel.
right. One of the two women that had a relationship in Kyrian was a Windfinder. You are right. Or at least sea folk. And had a husband. Like she was cheating on her husband.
Yeah, so they were also being hidden because of this, because she was married and she's having an affair and blah, 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 blah. So I figured I got these two storylines confused. They're pretty similar.
Okay, call back.
All right. So anyway, the sea folk believe that Merilel kidnapped Talan, and the Aes Sedai are covering up for them and keeping them hidden. So she believes that Elayne knows exactly where Talan is, and she's asking her, like, so how's the search going? What's the news? And she's like, and Elaine's telling her, no, that's the same news as yesterday and the week before. We've initiated a search. We don't know where she is. So she's...
I don't know if you noticed, but I'm trying to take the throne of Camelin, and I'm under siege from, rival noble houses and stuff. Like, there's a lot going on at the moment.
I don't have time for Talan at the moment. But so she's like... So she doesn't... I mean... what's her name? Chanel. Chanel, yeah, the sea folk person is not believing Elayne whatsoever, and she says, "Look, I'm just going to go find her myself. I'm going to do search parties, and we're going to go out there and we'll just find her ourselves, and then you're going to be in trouble." But Brigitte is like, "Hey, who do you think you're talking to? You're talking to my girl here. This is disrespectful. According to the treaty."
Yes, not cool. What's your tone?
Yes, what's your tone? You are under Elaine's command here in the thing, and therefore under my command. So you will do as you say, and you will be no searches. But Elaine's like, no, let him fucking search. Go search. I dare you. And you're not going to find her, because she's not here. And then you're going to be in trouble, and you're going to have to apologize for calling me a liar. Not that anyone called her a liar directly to her face, but that's what she's feeling. But of course, the sea folk are not intimidated by any threats whatsoever. So Chanel immediately sends Renail, like, go, now. You go to the Silver Swan, where there's like 9 Aes Sedai still that are not affiliated with anyone. They were sent by Elida, as I recall, but they haven't picked a side, clearly. So they're going to go there. That's the first stop. They're going to go there and go and give those 9 Aes Sedai shit to release Talan, and that's not going to go well for them. So Elaine's like, please, go. I dare you. Chanel only then seems to realize that Elayne is soaking wet and suggests she go change because she's pregnant, you can't be running around in wet clothes. And that's when Elayne finally loses it, throwing back her head and just screaming at the ceiling. And everyone is in shock, dead silence, which is then immediately broken by Aviendha bursting out laughing. I love this woman so much. In the awkward silence, with the Aiel giggling in the background, Chanel just announces she must leave for Tyr and just makes a run for it. Suddenly, everyone else has got shit to do and excuse themselves, leaving only Elayne, Aviendha, Brigitte, who carry on their Fellowship of the Ring-style journey to the apartments to finally go and change. And that's that. Elaine's pregnant.
Is there a point where Elayne says or thinks to herself, the next person that tells me I'm wet or pregnant and I need to change, I'm going to scream? Like, probably, I don't know. Like, I didn't go back
There's
and
a lot
read
of
the chapter
frustration
again.
because everyone from the stable hands
Yeah,
is
every
making
single person.
comment around, oh, you shouldn't be wet, my lady. Oh, you shouldn't be wet. You should definitely get dry.
Yeah.
Rianne Corley, like, doesn't matter. You should definitely get dry.
Have you noticed that you're wet and that you are pregnant? You should change.
Indeed, everyone's got a fucking
You should
opinion.
do something about your pregnancy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty good how we are feeling that frustration by being told that the whole time by RJ, and then Elayne has the reaction we all want to have. It's like it's cathartic for
I've been
all
wanting
of
to
us.
do that since the beginning of this goddamn siege.
That was the only note I had for the chapter. Was just laughing at that specific moment.
I like to say everybody's looking at her like, that is a very unqueenly thing to do. Just amusement through the bond from Brigitte and just Aviendha cackling
Cracking up
like a mad
laughing.
person.
Avienda's leaning against the wall, like she's having to like hold herself up. She's laughing so hard.
Which
is so great.
Yeah.
It's Rianne Corley who takes charge of sort of bringing Jalari
Jalari.
out of being a slave, being
Yeah.
captive for a very long time. But it's drawn into that. She speaks to herself as a third person, that she doesn't have the
yes.
right to have an I in her.
Yeah.
Yes.
And bringing back that bit of humanity or self is, it's eye-opening. It's like property. We talk about the Sean Chan way and how it disgusts us, but I suppose those little insights give you a whole different feel to it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty intense. Like, is it Elayne that notices, or does Rianne
No,
offer it?
so they were speaking, and then Jalari said, "Jalari is sorry," and she's like, "No," very softly spoken, like to a child. No, it's not.
That was Kara,
we don't
actually.
call ourselves our name. We say I.
Right.
Was it Kara? Yeah, sorry, Kara.
Well, they're both helping Rianne and Kara. That's what they're there for. To try and just get Jalari out of that post-slavery slump, I suppose.
But yeah, didn't
It's a
have
thing.
very many notes there. We're
Table setting.
moving forward with the
moving
siege.
on. Wet siege inside.
Yeah, just let her get to her rooms and change. I see a warm bath in the future.
I feel like it's often the case with Elayne where like she'll have a series of chapters and they span like a day or like half a day. Like the chapters
walk
just
down
flow
the
into
hallway.
each other. Yeah, literally
That's
a
it.
walk. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's a continuation from what we read before as well. Like it's 2 episodes now that we have dealt with Elayne and her walk back to these rooms. So let's continue that walk in chapter 15 called A Different Skill. Vil, please show us your skill at summarizing a chapter.
Oh, okay. I'll be very skillful. Elayne carrying on, and she's wet, she's annoyed, she's angry, and she is lost. She doesn't understand
pregnant.
this. Of course, the first person that gets the blame is Rand for planting babes in her. And then she just turns another turn, and it doesn't lead to the staircase that's now not there. And then she stops, and that pent up internal anger just boils up again. And she's like, not a word to everyone. And it's like, whoop, whoop, whoop. Everyone looks at my belt
Everyone looks at their phones, checks their
and,
WhatsApp.
Fucking lint from their shoulder.
Big Geet at this point in time is like, I got something to do. I'm getting out of here. Anyway, she finally finds her way to her rooms, and she's got some guards posted outside her room. Security is super tight for her, which is great because for a very long time, security was really lax, and there's always the risk of being abducted. Remember that. And the guards first check the room, and when they come back that the room is good, her and Aviendha gets time to enter the room. No comments from any of the maids at that point in time about the wet clothes. News has spread.
She will scream in your face.
Yes, she'll
If
punch
you mention her
probably.
wet clothes.
She'll probably kill you with the power at that point in time. The news had come in with her first maid that the mercenaries have decided now to come and extort her. And she's like, oh, crap. The first maid, whatever her name is now, because I just cannot remember at this point in time. Rena, yes. She placed them in the insult room, knowing that they will be too dumb to realize that they are placed in the insult room. And they got to get ready now. But as noted, she's wet, and it's time to change into appropriate queenly garb. Aviendha is all giddy. Should I wear Westlander clothing? Already filing through her silk dresses in the cupboard. She's really taken to the new, role next to the daughter heir in silk with jewelry and having someone dry her hair and all the rest. During all of this, Rand gets a good amount of blame because when she was being Elayne, being put into a dress, she's reminded that her breasts are real tender and swollen, and it's all Rand's fault. Yes.
Of course.
She does mention that she could have taken some contraceptives, but chose not to because it's still Rand's fault. Then she'd have to blame herself. Still Rand.
It's good to know that there is that available, a tea.
Yeah, some sort of leaf or tea or something. Yeah, I can't remember exactly, man.
Yeah, if only Jody had known.
No one told me.
The Aviendha during the cell dressing saga is fondling, and when she does fondle this dagger, the little bronze dagger, she stares at it deeply, very deep in thought, and Elayne asks her, like, what's up with it? And she's like, well, she had a theory, and then she thought that she'll take it and test the theory, that if Elayne is not going to have it with her, then she might have it with her, because then she's there to save Elayne. But she thinks that this protects you from being seen by the rattling off of all the Dark One's names. Leaf Blinder and Sightfinder and all the rest.
Sightfinder?
It hides you from the Dark One. And that prompts a little light bulb moment in Elayne's head. It's just like, whoa, come with me. And now, bear in mind, they're being buttoned up at the back and hair being dried, getting ready. The makeup and everything needs to get done. So in tow is the two maids, and into the next room. That's kind of like a study room, I assume, because there's books and all the rest. And then all of the stash of terangrial that they found in Ibudar with the kin. And she's like, well, I want you to just, hold on to this and you think what it can do. And she's like, look, I don't have any skill. We tried this already. And yes, Aviendha cannot make terangrial, but maybe there's a new capital T talent that is in this. And she starts with a big black flexible rod that can fold over in itself. Feels like it's a cane, but not a cane. And she's like, whoa, this causes pain. And I'm like, okay, yeah, but I know this because Nynaeve has already said something of the sort. But she's like, carry on. And it goes down to a metal cap I think like a conical helmet or helm or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, "Oh, this is feels like it can control a machine." So I'm like, "Okay, cool, remote control, got it."
With your
And
brain
then
waves.
iPad, iPod.
Mm-hmm.
This has got songs in.
Oh, yes.
It's my note.
Yep. A flat
A box
bowl.
of songs.
And I'm like, oh, CCTV screen. A vase of water that Aviendha holds this, and this is just like, whoa, this thing is magical. This is real value. Something, a vase that can pull water out of the atmosphere, which is coming from the waste. That's pretty valuable.
Huge deal. Yeah.
Yeah, a bird with spread wings, and she's like, you can talk to someone at a distance. It feels like a walkie-talkie or a phone. You can imagine.
Span read.
There was a dull black rod. There was a little man figurine that with the hands upheld, I think. And it's like, it feels like this drives away vermin and pests. I'm like, yep, definitely something that can be used in the tower.
Gonna need a lot of those.
Yep.
Start replicating.
A little stone carving. The most interesting one for me. That doesn't need the power, but you have to sing to it. And it makes things grow. Is this to grow the ways, or is this for the song to grow the crops?
I think it's for the ways. I think
For
it's
the
a talisman
ways.
of growing.
I never even considered the ways. I thought it was one of the, the song
'Cause
that the Tinkers are looking for.
Brigitte holds it and she says it makes her think of holes.
Aviendha holds it.
Aviendha,
Oh, sorry.
yes,
Aviendha holds it and it makes her think of holes. That's the
Hole,
best way she can
yes.
place it. So like a waygate, right?
Waygate. So that's what I thought immediately as well.
Did you go read up about the talisman of growing?
No, that's your job.
Okay, well, they are these things that you do plant in the ground, and then the ogier, it needs to be tree singing. The ogier sing at them, and that grows a waygate. And the ogier went and planted them outside the steading and sang to them and grew the waygates. And they added more and more waygates to that alternate reality where the ways pass through.
Okay.
So it is literally a thing that you plant, has to be sung to, doesn't need the one power because the ogier don't channel. Just the singing from them can grow a waygate that creates a hole into another dimension.
Beauty.
So it's absolutely a talisman of growing.
Fat man
100% now.
with a smile, with a very jovial face. It's a Kindle with fiction and non-fiction choices.
Yes.
And Aviendha actually decides, cool, I'll power up this device. And she does with a little weave. And it literally pops up words in the air. So 3D Kindle.
Amazing.
And
Yeah.
the old tongue. Truth
Get it to the
and
Browns.
not truth. Yeah.
Oh, the
Start
Browns lose their
studying that
minds.
stuff. Amazing.
Use their shit.
Varen's in Ibu Dar.
but-
It's a bit far.
Yeah, but this
I
obviously
think travel.
made Aviendha realize what she did. She just activated the terangrial while Elayne's there with the babies, and great moment of guilt and toe and all that. But not to worry, all okay, babe's okay. That point in time, then Dorinda and Nadir has walked in, not knocking, while they are going on playing with terangrial, and said, well, sorry to interrupt your fun, but the time has come, Aviendha. Get running. We're moving. And this comes obviously at a great shock to both of them, which is
And
unexpected
to me,
to everyone. But yes, a letter has been sent by Rand to, who's the clan chief?
Ruach?
Rock?
Rock, yes. And Dorinda was able to read it, but she can't divulge in it. But the Karakan has spoken, and they're moving. So by the end of the day, they will be out of Andor. So, Elayne, you don't have to worry about Andor. We're not going to go cruising the countryside causing havoc. I think they'll probably waygate it away very quickly. The Aviendha, of course, she is reminded that she's not a princess's maid or bestie. She is number one of all, a apprentice. And get yourself out of your beautiful blue silk. You've grown way too soft being in all of this clothing. Go put on a shufa and get moving. And if you're late, you will be punished. Remember those days, Egwene? Like those days. and she sprints.
Before it turns into a callback, she would not have been told to put on a shuva.
Didn't want to
She's
say
a
anything.
wise woman's apprentice, more like an algoed blouse with
An algoed blouse, yes.
And a
with
headscarf. But I know
And a
if a
headscarf.
shufa
No.
and a headscarf, what is the difference?
Oh, let me tell you, Jody. No, I'm kidding. Let's keep going.
So she runs off, but before the departure, she says to Elayne to take the little dagger and keep it on her. And she's like, no, wait, my turn now. And she gives her the little turtle terangrial brooch and one of the dream rings. But with a reminder, this is on loan from the tower. It will have to come back at some point in time. But for now, go crazy with it. Very big hug, separation, tears, I'll miss you, we'll visit. And the wise one's like, yeah, you'll maybe have some time to visit. But for now, we got to go. Aviendha, I don't want to punish you because Elayne is making you late now, but it's very likely. And off they go. And like that bond is now separated. Elayne has to stand on her own 2 feet. On the passing, Nadia questions Elayne when her food comes in, because one of the things that was sent for was food before towel down and all the rest. Well, what are you eating? Who's checked this? Who's your midwife? And it dawns on Elayne that she doesn't have a midwife, but it's cool because her maid's aunt or niece is a really good, talented midwife, which is the best thing that could have happened right now, because now she can actually have some good food that will make her feel better, and some treatment and some weird other stuff as well. We'll get to that. So that's Asandra as a midwife niece. Aviendha returns looking like an apprentice. We've already gone over that. I'm behind in my notes. Okay, so back to reality and back to the duty that is not going to stop for Elayne, and that's the end of that chapter.
Jody. Anything stand out to you there?
No, I'm just sad Avi's gone. Who's going to be
She's
cackling?
not gone.
and laughing
She's
at all?
just going on a different
She's gone.
adventure.
She's gone, man. She's gone. They're never going to see each other again.
Does that mean that Elayne now does not have a dream terangrial? So Elayne can't go to
Elayne
Telerangril.
can
She
make
gives it to her
terangrial.
because she thinks, I can't even, half the time, well, 9 times out of 10, I can't even embrace the source. So
Channel.
what's the point?
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
Very next chapter, embracing the source. Immediately regretting giving away that Tangriel ring. Damn it!
But she can make them. She's
also
made
already
them.
made some copies, right? Like some of the
Yes.
Rebel
Yeah.
Aes Sedai were using the copies already.
The only difference was it was like a watered down version, so
They were a bit
they were sort of
transparent
like
and stuff.
transparent when they were there, but she can do it easy enough. And plus,
Yeah, she's making another one.
Egwene can come to her in her dreams at
Yes.
any point in time.
But only
as well.
Egwene, so like she can't meet Nynaeve or anyone like that. I had forgotten, or just it took me by surprise, that there were other palaces other than the White Tower where this reality shifting thing was happening. I'd not remembered that being in Cape. I remember the White Tower stuff all the time because it's mentioned so many times, but I'd forgotten that it happens in this palace in Camelin as well. And the first time you read about Elayne getting lost, you could almost be forgiven for thinking like, oh, is it because she's like, her mind is all over the place because she's pregnant? Because that's the road RJ has been leading us down the whole time.
It's written in the book. My head is all
Oh, is
muddled
it?
because I'm pregnant. I'm losing my way in my own palace that I grew up in.
So she thinks that herself.
multiple times,
No
yeah.
wonder. Yes.
Yeah.
But it is, and but then the hint you get is that she's getting puzzlement from Birgitte, and Birgitte is also obviously like walking down the corridors, going, "Wait, hang on, this is this is not where these stairs are supposed to go," like that sort of thing. So the clues are there that it is the same thing, and that got me wondering, it's happening at the Camelin Palace and stuff as well. Is it only happening to palaces, or is there like a farmhouse? Like, does someone wake up in the morning and their 2-room farmhouse, the kitchen is now on the other side of the bedroom, or something along those lines? The hearth and the fireplace is now on the other wall. You know, like, does that sort of stuff happen as well?
There's a mechanism around it that causes it to happen.
Let's go into the metaphysics of.
It's very hand wavy. Just reality is changing.
but is it reality that things in the pattern is changing? The pattern itself
Yes.
is changing. So if you think about it like a city and a palace, because the big concern that comes out a bit later is the wall still going to be there? They're in the middle of a siege.
Yeah.
But so many people are involved in building an intricate big design like that the chances of something changing because of just a different design idea or a thought can play into it. Where one farmer builds his farmhouse, it's just him.
Do you mean like a sort of like a balefire effect? Like if someone had designed something different, it would have looked like
Yeah,
this.
it's kind of like just because there's one in 1,000 choices may be different, an outcome of the choice is changed. So that
Interesting. I didn't read it that way. To me, it was just like the very fabric of reality is changing, and therefore weird shit is happening.
No, that's a good point, really. I like that.
It's not
the mechanics
nothing
of
happens
how.
physically with the rocks, and all of a sudden it's moved. It's like the balefire effect, but the decisions that was made by people is now different. It's kind of like that whole old trope: someone disappearing off a photo that because the future you're meddling with
But like
the future.
here, even though things are changing, corridors are still leading to rooms. You know,
Rooms,
like
yes.
it still makes sense. Although someone does express at some point when it starts happening in the White Tower, I think they're worried about like what happens if you end up in a room with no doors, or like in a corridor with no exit, like that sort of thing. Like that is what people. But that could just be them worrying about like this weird.
Because
I don't know what's
unknown,
going
like
on.
why it is happening.
Yeah.
And that's why, because none of it comes to like, oh shit, I'm on the stairs that's taken me to somewhere that doesn't exist. It's all still a functional palace. Like the walls does not disappear, and although street layout, what lanes changed.
Yes.
The shops are still there and the houses are still there, but the orientation of it took a different degree turn or something like that.
But you'll never get any post ever again because that's not your street anymore. I didn't get that, Bill.
Yeah.
Now I like that, Billy.
Fine.
I like what he's saying is that in a palace over how many thousands of years, like so many people have had so much input that anything could have happened along the way. But a farmhouse, the one guy did it one time, and that's probably why it won't change because there was no alternate way, unless there was some conflict.
That we read about.
Yeah, his wife was like,
Maybe
"I
it does
don't
happen.
want there."
Yes. Yeah. Okay, cool. Should we forge ahead?
Yes.
Should we stride ahead like Elayne down the corridors of her mist-shapen palace? Going ahead then would be into chapter 16 called The New Follower. Joe, please give us a new summary.
Oh, okay. New, yes. You couldn't do anything with follower. Or did you not even bother trying?
I mean...
Effort's waning, eh?
Bit of column
This
A,
late
bit
in
of
the
column
game.
B.
Finally, yes. Elayne arrives at the Blue Room to meet the mercenaries. The, as Willie puts it, insult room. But they're too dumb to know any better. They're common mercenaries. There's, oh yes. These three guys, these three captains, one of them has a name that if you read it in Afrikaans makes perfect sense. Like the first guy, his name is Eeward Cordovane. If you say it like that, does that not... Do you not know an Eeward?
No.
I'm 100% certain I know an Eeward.
Eewald.
Ah, that's it. Yeah, anyway, it sounds very Afrikaans, but he's Andoran. He's not a South African. Alred Gamason, he's a Kyrenian. Shaved front head, excessive striping on the chest, he's got it all. Elayne thinks perhaps too many stripes. If he were home, he'd be in trouble. And Hafin Bakuvun, a Domani. I've pronounced these all perfectly. Take it down. Elayne dismisses... Oh, Fuckface is there too, so she dismisses him immediately. She's like, you've got stuff to do, don't you? And he's like, no, my job is to protect you. She's like, no, go do your stuff. He does not take it well being dismissed, but recovers quickly. Got the face back. And the mercenaries tease him as he walks out. They're laughing and laughing. And he doesn't like that very much. He quickens his step and straightens his back, and he leaves. Old Moody Pants is gone. They recognize him. They tell, after he's left, they're like, hey, man, we know that guy. He used to be a mercenary, like he's done stuff that we done. She's like, yeah, I know all about him. Don't you worry about him. Let's get down to business. Bakuvun asks if they can kick the Aes Sedai out, because remember, Carrie-Anne and Saratha are still in the room with them. But both of them give him speeches about wise men respecting Aes Sedai, yada. You know the story about what they say when men don't want them around. The other two, because this carries on for a while, there's several pages of this back and forth. And the other two mercenaries remind everyone that they are here to talk. They're not here to talk about the White Tower and Aes Sedai and all that shit. They're here to talk about, surprise, surprise, gold.
Money.
They want some more money. They need the money, man. They're losing too many men, and they need the gold to hire the more men, And one of them, you're forgetting about the pensions we have to pay for the orphans, and the other two look at him like, what? And, oh, yes, the death taxes. Yes, I recall those as well. But no one's buying it. They are, and good men are hard to find. They are in the city, so there's slim pickings, and the men that are qualified to be soldiers are joining the Queen's Guard. They don't want to be mercenaries. So it's very difficult for them to recruit new men. And Elayne's like, well, that's just tough shit, isn't it? You're just going to have to deal with it. We made a deal. We shook on it. This is how much gold you're getting. And you're just going to have to live with it and deal with it from there. Sorry. Get out. And if you give me any more shit, and then while she's having this conversation with him, I think it's Bakuvin, one of these three, is pinching the butt of one of the serving girls who's squeaking and spilling wine. And Elayne's like, God damn it, if you do that one more time, if you touch one of my serving, you're going to be kicked out of the city. We're going to take away your horses, your armors, your swords. We'll take away your boots, and we'll throw you out. And they're like, oh, okay, fine. Bakuvin's just like, oh, it's just bringing it up. And anyway, kicks them out. End of story. You're not getting any more money. This is the end. But before they leave, Saratha and Carrie-Anne, they give a little reminder that I thought would be interesting to read from the text as well. But they just telling them, like, listen, from an Aes Sedai's perspective, you've been hurt now. You've lost a negotiation. You're angry. Don't do anything stupid. Think to yourself who the Aes Sedai, regardless of the tower split and who's in charge of what, who do they want? Who do we want on the Lion Throne? Do you think we want fucking Aramilla sitting on the throne? Or do we want a strongest channeler in 1,000 years, Aes Sedai, sitting on the throne? So choose well when you walk out here. Think carefully, Saratha said suddenly. And then I'm going to read you some text over here because it's pretty obvious, maybe to us though. Count the Aes Sedai in this palace, Carrie-Anne added. Count the Aes Sedai inside Camelin. There are none in Aramilla's camps. Count and decide where the White Tower's favor lies. Count, Saratha said, and remember that the White Tower's displeasure can be fatal. It was very hard to believe that one of them must be Black Aja, but it must be so. And I'm like, maybe the one that just threatened murder, who said, remember that the White Tower's displeasure can be fatal. The White Tower would never openly threaten murder on anyone. They would murder people, but not openly so. So I'm like, yeah, I would go with that one. Saratha. It is Saratha, right? That's what I believe.
It's not. It's Carrie-Anne Frenzy.
I always get those two mixed up. So I'm wrong.
I feel like I've spoiled that for you, I think, at least
so
4 or
many
5
times. No,
Yes.
You have. I just never remember. So Nori tells her after everyone's left that she handled that very well. And everybody's like, oh, fuck, Nori's here. No one noticed him. Not the readers, not the people in the room. Old man Nori's just been standing in the corner there quietly the whole time, but he's been there. And Elayne thinks she handled it badly, but he's like, no, you handled those mercenaries well. You give them a pinky, they're going to take the whole hand. You did it just right. So Elayne asks then for Saratha and Carrie-Anne and the guardswoman to leave so they can have a private chat. The latter, the guardswomen, only when Bagheet commands them to do they actually move. They didn't when she said anything. And she sets a ward because Rena is there. She's like, can you make it private? And Elayne is easily and amazingly able to embrace the Source. And she sets up a ward so they can chat, and immediately feels bloop, a little weave trying to eavesdrop. She's like, yeah, well, yeah. By this point, this is like, yeah, it happens. It's like not going to worry too much about it.
That's why we put up a ward.
That's exactly the reason. So Rena has news. Her double agent, John Skelet, not to be confused with Brad Pitt's River Runs Through It dad, Tom Skerritt, has news about Aramilla. They are very confident that they'll have the city soon. Aramilla is up to something. There's plans to her. Next week, we're going to have the city. Something is afoot. So Elayne's like, oh, sweet. How does he know that? Well, he doesn't have access to Aramilla anymore or anything, so all he can get is into the camp and listen to rumors. So she's like, oh, that's your good news? That's not definitive at all. But that's as much as she got. Nori smiling in the background because he's also there. You know that little rivalry between Nori and Rena. And he's like, haha, I've got better good news than that. I could beat Rena today. He's found somebody that can successfully follow Assface and not end up totally unrelated and completely coincidentally dead after trying to do so with a knife in the belly, like the last 5 guys they've sent to follow him through the city.
5
dudes. Yeah, they all ended up the exact same way. Pure coincidence. Don't worry about it.
Like total happenstance. They got there,
Of course.
you know, walked into brigands.
This chapter from now on is a lot of happenstance, just pure coincidentalness happens further in. So he brings in a man, or he has a man brought in. Sam Wilhark, everyone's new favorite character. The most unremarkable looking man outside of a grey man. For a second, I thought, did they capture a grey man? Because everybody just looks at him as like, this, like he's just so average. No one is ever going to notice him. He apparently is the most successful cut purse any city has ever seen. They eventually caught him after what Nori's investigation reveals he must have been cutting purses for 20 years because of what they found in his rooms. Doylan is not going to spot this guy at all. He's an innocent clerk. That's his defense. It's like, no, listen, this is all fabrication, pure happenstance. I am a clerk, and this is all the big mix-up, and I'm an innocent man. And those 1,000 cut purses that they found in his rooms, because Nori's like, listen, normally cut purses don't keep trophies. For this exact reason, that he just picked them up. Because he walks in the street, he sees them, so he started collecting them many years ago, just as like a hobby. That's where all these cut purses come from. The thousands or the hundreds of gold crowns that he has squirreled away in his rooms and in the rafters and under the floor tiles. He doesn't trust banks. That's the reason. And he's true on that. That's right. There's a whole backstory about this guy. You can go read it. There's overwhelming evidence to suggest he is indeed a cut purse. And a very good one. So after reviewing the evidence against him, Elayne offers him a hanging or a job following old doucheface. So he chooses the latter, obviously. There's a scene there where he's claiming to be a clerk and Nori says, actually, we had him write some stuff down, and takes out the paper and his face just freezes like, oh, shit. It's like a child tried to paint a picture on paper, and he's like, nah, we're not believing that you're an innocent clerk, buddy. So Elayne lays a finder weave on him. Didn't know this was a thing. I don't know where this came from. Have we seen it before? Mate? Oh, we have.
Yes.
Moiraine on the coins. Because metal holds a finder weave longer than clothing or anything else. It's all coming back to me now. So she lays it on his belt buckle and on his clothes and everything. Whatever. So she's got a finder weave. So she tells him, like, listen, we can find you anywhere you go now. So off you go. Don't try and run away because we will catch you. After he leaves, Elayne is not certain. She just hasn't handed Doylan a 6th murder victim. So Brigitte suggests, hey, why don't we just put him to the question? Doylan, that is, not Samuel. But the law is the law. Elayne will uphold it. Her mother taught her, if you are the queen, you make the law, you follow the law. There will be no torturing until we have proof. Then we can torture as much as we want, as long as there's evidence. Denny, if you remember Denny the guardswoman, the giant cudgel-wielding guardswoman, enters to inform Elayne and that Dylan has returned. We haven't heard from her in a while. Elayne sends her back to go invite Dylan to meet them in the map room, which she won't insult her here in the blue room, after she's cleaned up, and then they can have a fat chat. End of chapter.
Shoo, yeah. Elayne, lots of meetings, eh? Just meeting and talking and meeting and talking.
Yeah,
Getting upset and frustrated. Yeah, life of a queen.
Pregnant, channeling queen. Oh, but when this chapter ends, Elayne is still holding on to the one power.
Mm-hmm.
She did not release it. She's like, I got you now. You ain't going nowhere.
Hanging on. Phil, did you have anything you wanted to say about that chapter, our long-fingered friend?
I like him. He has got a collection of stashed monies, inheritance, so to speak.
Oh, yes, his inheritance.
That's gone out of fashion back in the after the Aiel War, when they were giving thanks to the end of the war. So he's not just a cut purse; he was a trophy collector as well. Anyway,
A serial cut purse.
serial cut purse. Master
Hey,
Nori.
man, you got to make a living.
Yep. Yeah. You wouldn't need, city guards.
I'm
if you didn't
surprised
have
that
cut
after
purse.
20 years, he's only got like 100 gold crowns or something in savings. Really? 20
I think
years?
he's got it squirreled away everywhere.
Maybe that's just what they found in his rooms, not
In
all his other stashes.
He didn't
Yeah.
look. No man is going to hide all his loot in one place.
Another Ron Swanson quote.
What?
Just like
No man's
burying
good.
gold all over the place. Like he also doesn't trust banks. He's got
right.
gold buried in various locations.
Well, there you go. If we do ever revive a TV show, Samuel will be played by Ron Swanson.
Elayne thinks that Mellar thinks he has a chance with her because she has not denied he's the father of her unborn children. But he's actually just looking forward to having his way with her as reward for his shadowy activities. Like his attitude around her, she thinks it's like, oh, I've not discouraged him enough. Meanwhile, his motives are far more sinister in that he's got a deal with Millie Skane that he's going to have a queen at the end of all of this. It's cool to see how the mercenaries give Birgitta the respect that she's due. Like they may have sort of laughed her off in the beginning, but then when they saw her fight on the walls and use her bow, they were like, oh no, she deserves all the respect that we need to give her.
Yeah. The guards women as well, like the way that they are dressed is specifically designed to underwhelm people, to lead them off the scent. Like, look how pretty and flowery they all are with their lace and their lacquered armor and all that stuff. And meanwhile, they're badass.
Yeah. The 5 other guys that have fallen to Mellar, one of which we saw Mellar do, right? Like in one of those chapters where he's walking to Millie Skane's house, he kills that guy in the alley. Apparently, we're all sent by Mistress Harfer. Like, she is fully into the spying game and like tailing people and stuff. Like, she is pulling a lot of strings in the name of Elayne. There's a guard that brings old Mr. Skelet, or no, not Skelet. John Skelet is the barber, the hairdresser that was the dark friend that was, or not the dark friend, the informant that was feeding information from Aramilla about her intentions and stuff. Samuel Hark is the cut purse. He's brought in by a guardsman that is named here called Ephraim Hansard.
Yes.
We never read about him again. You can purge that name from your memory. The only thing he ever does is bring this man into
him.
it.
Never
Samuel.
been banked or defragmented into coffers of memory.
All we know is that Nori holds him in high regard. Like, that's Nori's man. Like, if he needs something done, Nori goes to him.
The only other note I had, Joe, was about the finder weave and how it sits better on metals and is probably why Moraine chose to use coins to give to the boys so that she could follow them for a longer period of time.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I watched you come to that realization in real time.
We should have been recording it. Put it on the internet. Watch Jody's face change. Eyes widen. Mouth agape.
All right. I think that's pretty much what we can squeeze out of that straightforward chapter. Let's move on then to chapter 17, our penultimate chapter for this episode. It is called A Bronze Bear. Vil, would you bear the burden of delivering another summary, please?
Bronze Bear by Elayne. Yes. So she's still very much holding on to Sidor. Saidar and sets off with Bagheet and her guards and in tow. Now, reminder that the palace is full of nobles, so much so that rooms are shared. People are sleeping 3 in a bed because all the nobility have come in with their men, and as thanks, they all expect to stay in the palace while they're all under siege. There's a list of nobles. I don't care to discuss any of them because they don't really matter. But Elayne can't just walk past and ignore them. So walking through the palace does take a considerable amount of time because there's pleasantries that has to get dealt with. Now, the reality is setting in that things are changing in the palace because Brigitte has now said it to Elayne as well that there's definitely shifting hallways. This isn't pregnancy brain. This is real. You're not forgetting that this was the path because even her has gotten lost. So the concern is raised of that real risk of shifting buildings. And is the walls going to be in place? We are under siege. Is this something we should worry about? But I've already answered that question beautifully before. But they're off to the map room. Now, the map room is also guarded because there's quite a bit of sensitive information in there. The map room is not just called the map room because they're using it as a map room, but because the entire floor is laid out in a map of Camelin, which is pretty awesome. Camelin is like 1,000 years old. So as another wing has been added or another neighborhood has been added to Camelin, they go and update quite physically, chip holes in the floor and lay stone in, which is really awesome to walk into a room and know exactly like, cool, Google Maps on my floor. Updated all the time with zero chance of it being incorrect. The information flows in and out of that room. There is multiple clerks writing instructions. There's runner boys in there that is sending out instruction. It's the operations room of the palace. Nori is very much keeping control of everything that seems to be happening in there. But when privacy is required, it just takes a quick click of the finger and everyone clears out. And Elayne goes and stands with Brigitte around the table, and they're eyeing out the various positions of the forces. So there's a bronze statue that's a few leagues west, and that represents Davra Bashir's whole army, who isn't there to do anything really. They all on their own mission with Rand, but they're there, so it puts that thought into the heads of the other people as well, I suppose. You've got on the northeast a bronze bear, which is the very, very fine line why they're there. Elayne knows why they're there, but don't want to let any of this out because it puts doubt in Aramilla's head as well. But that's the 200,000 strong, is it not? Borderland army.
Yes.
250, I think.
250
like 250,000
and
soldiers.
And they're just looking for Rand, really.
Totally innocent army. Just
Totally innocent, purchasing food, doing army things, just traversing Andor. There's a thin little swordsman that's made out of silver, representing the 60,000 men of the other 5 big houses. I'd like to call them the fence sitters. Is that right? That is the
correcto.
Now, I know Morris has got all the names jotted down.
I don't.
Oh, damn
It's
it.
in his memory. He doesn't even have to write it down anymore.
Wow. The Luhans
amazing.
and the other ones.
Pelavar and...
No, that's not Pelavar.
Yes.
Isn't it?
No, Pelavar's inside the palace.
Oh, that's the young one now.
That's the young one. So anyway, news had come as well. Aramilla has arrived.
Elorian.
Elorian is in
There's something with a
amongst
P.
We'll get there.
There's a house
I've
with
got
a P.
some names jotted down.
But the fence sitters, yes.
The fence
There was a
sitters
couple
has-
that disappeared that no one could find anymore. And then there were the couple that were south in Mirundi that Egwene met on that frozen
lesser
lake.
houses. That's kind of like,
They're not lesser. No, some of them are major.
oh, okay.
Yes, no, they are. They are big deals.
Anyway, Rena brings in drinks and announces Dylan has returned. And there's even more talk of people getting lost in the palace. There's a lot of confusion. Even Dylan got lost, and she's quite confused about it. But the message goes out, just keep people calm. Tell them things will be okay. There's just a bit of weirdness. Anyway, in the news, do you want the good or bad? Because Dylan has gone out negotiating. But as she starts, Lady Catelyn, one of the lesser houses, but still one of the bigger ones. She's the young, pompous one that wants to be involved in everything. And she's annoyed that she wasn't informed that Dylan was back. But short on her heels is Conile with Perivar and Brandlet and those houses. So
Perivale?
Perivale.
Pelivar.
Oh. Thanks,
Perivale.
RJ. Perivale.
Yeah, thanks
Anyway,
for nothing.
Yeah.
for nothing, not helping me at all here.
Clear distinctions.
So-
I mean, it's your own fault, Billy.
Well, the
quite
only
clearly
thing that I learned out of that at the moment, the split is 666, and that kind of made
the
me
devil.
excited. There's a dark one.
Yes.
Yes. So Elayne got the short straw of the support of the houses. She got the young ones, the odd houses. But anyway, Aramilla quite clearly wants to be queen, and she's got some real support behind her. No surprises. Dylan and Birgitta, no matter what comes out of the other one's mouth, there isn't a lot of like between those two ladies. A lot of eyeing and remarking going down. But Aramilla went out to try and go and speak to the fence sitters. That is also 6 houses, but there is a lot of fence sitting still being done by them. Luan is non-committal. Ilorian, now this is the one that got flogged by Morghese.
Yeah, Morghese.
So
Yeah.
there's a lot of
Nasty
anger
business.
towards
Loads.
the Elayne's
Trackhand.
house, Darkhand house,
Trackhand.
Trackhand. We all get it all wrong. To me, it's so many names. Too many names.
To all of us.
Not
it
just
is.
to you.
It's
To
Yes,
the whole world.
but yes, the Borderlander menace speculation, and young Perival nearly after he walks around the table, has a little bit to say, and he's like, it doesn't make sense to him, and like Elayne is actually biting her lip, like, don't let him figure it out, because if this gets figured out, like shit, it's helping them at the moment that this army is on, just outside Camelin
Yeah.
waiting. But Dylan is schooling a little youngsters. She's pretty much taking control of these 4 smaller houses, and is directing quite a bit in them. But doesn't get further than that, and Van Dien enters. Elayne had enough. I can't remember now. Did she go to leave the map room and clear out and go to her reading room, I think?
I cannot tell you that detail.
But anyway, she was busy reading, so I think she actually left and went to
Okay.
rest because she's pregnant and it's time to rest. And Van Dien finds her and asks her, like, why on earth are you holding so much power? Like, I can feel you from outside. And she just realized that she's like bursting at the seams with holding the power. And it's been controlling her moods, and the minute she lets it go, it's all back to square one. But Van Dien asks that she can get permission to make them private, which she does, and then drops some really hectic news. Rihanna Corley is dead. And not even done so as a secret. The residue was left on purpose to show that she was murdered with Sidar. It's quite a daunting thing. So this puts 1 and 1 together, and it means that the Moraine that disappeared as well is now, she didn't run away. The kin isn't busy running away with his disappearance. They're being murdered because they found a doll, and then Van Dien tells the whole story of this doll. When she went into the tower, she heard that she was not going to be able to keep any of her possession. She had this prized little doll. She stashed it, and when she ran away from the tower, she retrieved it. And whenever she goes anywhere and she settles in a place, she stashes it, and when she leaves for good, she retrieves it. But she didn't take it this time, so you can rest assured that she's
been killed.
She's been killed. So this puts a heck of a lot of concern on with great orders. Like the king cannot move alone. They have to stay in pairs, if not stay in a group. But they cannot tell them like, "Hey, look, there's Aes Sedai busy killing you in the city."
No.
Which is
Yeah, it doesn't Elayne mention like, hey, and also add that they should watch out for Carrie Ann and Saratha, and they're like, well, let's not tell them that.
Yeah, that's a difficult one.
That's
going to
get back to them. Yeah.
Anyway, with this power shift and Rihanna Corley dead, Sumiko is now the head of the kin, and make sure that she is warned. We got to do all of this. This is pretty concerning shit. End of that point of view, and then we go to the worst point of view. Aramilla is in a tent with her hanger-ons, and they're eating what I would call a very ripe mutton stew. She has one bite at it, and she's like, okay, the cook has to be flogged, and after you flog your cook, he can never be cook for you, so you might as well kill him out. Just that fucking terrible person. Lord Nason, he don't give a shit. He's having more booze and more stew, clapping hands. Life is great. Old man lost.
Just senile as fuck.
Yeah, he is in glee with that stew. Elayne is kind of there being held ransom, almost to the threat of becoming. It is just a messed up,
it's
gross situation there, and it kind of, she's just manipulating everyone. But she's been told that she needs to come out. Clerk came and got her because Anshard is his name.
Herballer.
Herballer. Herballer has made the agreement, and but before that, there's a lot of discussion about these pinprick attacks, and Nason thinks they should just all do a what is his name now? Fucking Wyraman style. Everyone hit the wall. Siege move.
Let the horse take
charge.
Let the horse take charge. The company will advance at a trot.
At a charge. He only charges.
Then they think they should also ride against the Borderlanders, which I had a big good fucking luck.
Crazy old coot.
Yeah, not gonna happen. News out of Luan's camp that I heard is that he wants a truce, and that could probably pay into their way, but there's a lot of uncertainty with which way some of the other houses were going to go. But being pulled aside by her clerk is all about that the deal is done, but they want all the gold before it's done. So she's got to sign letters of rights and bankers. So it's going to be some time before the money can be moved. But when that time has passed, the throne is as much as hers. Turncoat mercenaries is all I'm going to say. And that's the end of that chapter.
Well, let's jump straight into that turncoat mercenaries theory. Are these the three guys that we just had a meeting with?
I think they turn out to be loyal.
They are loyal.
They're painted here as really shitty people, but I think when it comes down to it, they actually come through. I think in that chapterville where the fight happens and one of the gates does fall, I don't think any of these are actually...
They were not involved.
The ones that are the
Elayne, so I just recently went through this. Elayne asks, was it any of those three? And then Brigitta's like, no, it's a whole different company that was not thought about, quiet, and they decided for more gold.
Always the quiet ones.
Yep, red heron. These guys made you'd want to dislike them from the pinching the serving girl's bottom and trying to extort Elayne for more money.
RJ laying it on thick, eh?
Yes. But they came through. I think one of them actually like stays and fights beyond when they had to, or something like that. Like actually show like real metal. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mercenaries, all they have is their reputation. Like you can't be turning cloak every 5 minutes, you know?
No.
Yeah.
No.
It's the startup mercenaries that you got to worry about. The fly-by nights.
Yeah.
Joe, did you
before
have
we
any
go
more
anyway,
stuff you wanted to say? Yes.
2 things. First of all, how fucked would Elayne be without Dylan? Like, goodbye throne.
Up the creek.
There's
Nah, she would have just gone to the tower.
Dylan would already be on the throne.
Yeah. I mean...
Yeah.
The most important player in the entire Succession storyline. And she's never there. She's always working. That's right. She's always just working her ass off.
Working hard.
You want her on your team. Yeah.
For Elayne.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool
and
of her.
there was a little thing in Aramilla's tent with Sylvace, which is crazy old man's granddaughter. Like she's always quiet, and she's like Aramilla thinks she's an idiot, and she doesn't take her seriously. But there's like one moment where she's in the tent and she says something, and she looks at her and she goes, "Normally her eyes are all like watery, and now she's eyes are sharp." And then again, she like the next time she speaks, she looks stupid again. And Aramilla's like, "Did I imagine that?" Like, so is I haven't read further.
It's another little.
That's a thing.
It's a thing.
It's a thing that happens that plays in that comes into play later. Okay.
Aramilla calls Nassan father because he is he's so crazy he thinks Aramilla is his daughter, and she's just like playing into it. Sylvace, no love for Aramilla.
Not taking that shit.
Not in control.
That's not your dad.
Of a major
Not in
house.
control yet, but like very much putting up an air of being completely vapid and disinterested. But then there's a moment there where you see her true colors, and then when the shit hits the fan, you're going to read about her again, Joe.
All right. I did, because I've been waylaid so many times in these chapters by Jordan, like, so I'm actually right about something for once. Yay!
Aramilla says that have Mistress Anne Scale write up the letters or something, and she's a prominent banker in Camelin. She's the one that's loaned, one of the bankers that's loaned Aramilla a bunch of money to fund this siege. But she's also the one that I think she agrees to lend Elayne some much needed money when Elayne discovers Aiel on one of her properties. So she's a banker in a true banker style. Is playing both sides. And she's like, "Oh, Elayne, you need money? Okay, here you go." Like, I don't care who's in charge. Your money is money, and I'm going to charge you interest on whatever I loan you. It's just so funny to just see modern banking trends in the Wheel of Time as well. There's chat here at the beginning of like nobles sleeping 4 or 5 to a bed.
Right. The kinner on pallets in the serving quarters. They've been downgraded hard. Yeah.
And then another thing that completely caught me by surprise is how close the Black Tower is to Camelin. It's
2 miles?
Leagues.
Oh, leagues.
2 leagues.
Yeah.
It's 8 miles. I went and looked it up. So 12 Ks.
All right. That's
not far at all.
uncomfortably close.
It's south of Camelin. I thought it was to the northwest for some reason. I don't know why.
I don't know why you and I have the same memories on this, but I did not remember it was so close, and it was to the north always. But
Yes.
we're wrong. It's not.
Here we go. All right. Okay, so much for Elayne and the siege. Should we now move on to something slightly different in chapter 18 called News for the Dragon? Jody, what news do you have for the dragon?
Me personally, give up now. Like, it's not worth it. That's my advice.
It's a losing game.
Don't bother, guy. Just go hang out with your 3, attractive girlfriends on a farm somewhere. Just forget about it. Just your life is already awesome. Why are you trying to mess it up? Yes, there's a storm outside the manor house in Tyr. As you recall, there is a manor house in Tyr where they are held up And the room contains Rand, Loyal, Min, Cadsuane, Varen, Nynaeve, 2 maidens, Harrelin and Aiel, and Olivia. She's there, kicking ass just by being herself. Loyal is grilling Rand for details on his adventures for his book. Because, he's there now, he's got his book. But Rand is not very forthcoming. He wants to know, when you took Elayne, you changed the crown's name. Was there a party? There was the thing in the streets. Was everybody happy to see you? Were they mad? And he's like, I don't know. I went there, I did it, I left.
Typical.
And it's driving Loyal mad.
But Loyal needs to learn that he's going to fill the gaps. Every good story writer just takes the highlights and fills the gaps. Makes it,
embellishment.
Go see
Never
Tom.
hurt anyone. Go see Tom, yeah. Tom's going to have some past. He's going to have some shit on a very young Rand, traveling on boats, and singing songs, and playing flutes. Good shit.
Going to have a lot on Matt. One of the 3 key Taveran.
Yeah. Like, while this is all happening and Rand's getting grilled, Nynaeve, donning all her Ter Ungriel and Ungriel, like the bracelets and the things on her hands and everything, is just sitting there staring at Olivia, throwing daggers with her eyes, just eyeballing her. And Olivia's just smiling because she's like, I know why you've got all those things on your hands, and I know why you don't like me. That's a great relationship. Very antagonistic. Loyal hopes that Matt and Perrin, this is his idea as well, will give him more details, and that they're all right. And then the colors swirl in Rand's head, and he lets them coalesce because it's okay, let's see it. And Matt, again, leading the string of horses and people through the forest, looking at his hat with 2 on. And then Perrin with, I assume, the 2 Seanchan that he's with Ty Lee and what's
Mishima?
his name? Mishima. We've decided to put the accent in the beginning. So yeah, he's like, oh, they're fine. Don't worry about it. Everybody looks at him. How do you know they're fine? I'm not going to tell. So
I'm the Dragon Reborn. I can say stuff that you guys don't have to question all the time. Just suffice to say, I know things you don't, okay? And shut up about it.
Believe me. But then another image of a face coalesces in his mind. It is not his friends. It is Moradin. Of course, he doesn't know it's Moradin. He's just still to him the stranger that he met in Shadar Logoth that was using the true power. And Luz is in his head. There's a whole conversation here. It's just become so normal. Pages and pages of italics of him just having a chat with Luz in his brain while the room is full of other people. Luz doesn't recognize him either because Luz has memories of all the Forsaken's faces, but doesn't know that this is Ishmael dead, reborn in a new body. So it's all lost on them, both of them. What's Luz good for? But yeah, full on chat going on in his head. Rand comes to the conclusion that it must be caused by their balefire streams crossing when they met in Shadar Logoth. So he's on the right track. Loyal notices Rand is looking weird during his internal monologues and asks him if he's okay, to which Nynaeve, of course, just jumps up and marches across the room and lays her hands on Rand and channels into him. And he's like, she never asks. It's like, no, she doesn't and she never will. Just deal with it. So she delves him and goes, no, he's fine. Everyone relaxes, men especially. And then there are a knock at the door to introduce or to announce Lord Loghain has returned. Rand's like, Lord, is it? Yes, he has a new sigil and everything. But apparently, according to Cadsuane, he is actually a lord, a minor lord, his family. But when he proclaimed himself the Dragon Reborn, he was stripped of his titles and his lands. But now he's taken them back because, fuck you, I can channel. And what are you going to do about it? All right. Rand had sent him off to the Black Tower to go and collect all the Asha'man that are bonded to Aes Sedai and send them off to Arad Doman and Elayne as commanded. So Rand is moving things. He sent a letter now to Caemlyn, to Ruach. They must move, take all the Aiel, I believe they're called. Slipped my mind there for a second. And now I know. And then these guys, the Black Tower guys with their bonded Aes Sedai, are now in Arad Doman and Elayne. So, yeah. He also, Logain this is, popped into Andor. I mean, yeah, he was in Andor, and he checked in on Camelin for Rand and gives him an update about what's going on there. Dobrain and Ruach are still looking for lords. They're in Arad Doman at the moment, looking for the king. They're looking for people of influence. I suppose they're trying to build an army or resistance or something, with little success. They haven't found anyone of importance just yet, but they will send a soldier, capital S, through a gateway with a note when they find someone. How nice is that now, eh? Just open gateways. Bloop, bloop. The Council of Merchants... No more pigeons. Send a pigeon through a gateway. The Council of Merchants in Arad Doman claim that King Al-Salam is still alive, but when Dobrain said, okay, where is he? They didn't know, and he said, can you show me? And they didn't know either. They know nothing about him, so no one's buying it. The man has disappeared. Bandar Eben, the capital city, is in chaos, but Ruach will take care of that. There's a bunch of strong arms in charge, and they won't last very long. And they are doing nasty, nasty things. There's a protection racket going on in the city. But 200,000 Aiel under Ruach will sort them out quick. Logain warns Rand again. About Logain? No. About Taim and his cronies. I've written the wrong name. But Rand is like, yeah, he's defending Taim multiple times. It's like, yeah, remember he took the names off the traitors list? And he's like, yeah, well, he put them there on purpose in the first place, It was a ruse. Logain is very frustrated that Rand is not believing him. But Rand is, but he's just got other shit to do. He just can't worry about Taim right now. And Logain is challenging Rand openly and very aggressively, breaking wine glasses and all kinds of shit in front of everyone. He's not shy. There's a little bit of a worry there that, there might be some jealousy from Logain. He's just an Ashaman now. He used to be the Dragon Reborn in his own mind. Taim was at least put in charge of the Black Tower, and he was given a position of power, but not old Logain. But apparently, Min still sees the aura of glory around him, so he's sticking around. He's not a bad guy. He must just wait. Cadsuane has to interrupt this conflict between Rand and Logain to bring back some order. How? How is she going to bring back order, guys? Can you guess? Is she going to threaten a spanking? Of course she's going to threaten a spanking. We haven't had a good spanking in a while. But Varen is also there, by the way. She's knitting something. There's lines in the book like, some sort of knitting has occurred. They cannot identify what it is she's actually doing. But she's also convinced that Taim must wait. She talks about the servants having become accustomed to seeing dead people now. And because of the text that she studies, she knows the Walking Dead is a sign of of Tarman Gaidon being super, super close. So really, it's happening. It's near. And Taim does have to wait. There's just no time for everything. But all she gets for her comments is a dirty look and a snarky comment from Cadsuane. Which one of our listeners is a big fan of Cadsuane?
Oh boy, Joe.
Yes, you know who you are. Min feels Rand is about to explode.
I think a running theme for us was that I was starting to become a bit more of a fan of her than I used to be in the past.
Well, I'm sure it's waned a little during this chapter, but
slightly.
We'll come back. Yeah. So Min, I've had to rewrite the sentence several times because it's difficult to pinpoint what I'm saying. But Min feels Rand, through the bond, is going to explode at Cadsuane, and just gives him a little head shake, like, no. And he was like, oh, there's going to be words later. He can feel a whole bunch of shit coming through this bond during this whole conversation, and he knows when everyone leaves, he's going to get an earful. Because Min still says that Cadsuane is important, and he's just like, all right, man. But he's about to lose his shit with her. But instead of losing his shit with her, he goes to her and he goes, okay, Cadsuane, you're my advisor. Advise me. She's like, finally, the boy asks. And I'm like, shut up. So more snarky comments from her. And she tells him this peace that he's trying to suggest with the Seanchan is not going to be popular. If he allows the Seanchan to keep all the lands that they've taken, the leaders of the other countries that have not been invaded will think, well, what's to stop him from giving our lands to them when they take it, So, he's going to lose support. This is a bad idea. Will Rand just give the Seanchan the whole continent in the end just to have their support in the last battle? And Rand has to explain to her, listen, I went to the Elfin. I asked them these questions. The answers they gave me, remember, the north and the east must be as one. The south and the west must be in one as one. And he interpreted that in the beginning as that he must control the whole world. But now he sees that the Seanchan have the south and the west. So that must be them. And then they're going to unite. And the two of them together are going to fight the last battle. That's what he's deciphered from his message. And he is correct. But if he is making a truce with them, why is he sending forces into their lands, into Arad Doman and Elayne? And he's like, well, backup plan. Tom and Guidon is close. And if these guys are not getting on board with my plan, the Seanchan that is, then I'm still going to have to fight them before the last battle. I can't have them, be trapped between the Blight and the Seanchan behind us. So I'll have to kick their asses if they don't join us.
The Seanchan haven't taken Arad Doman or Elayne yet. They intend to. They're sort of moving in that direction.
Oh, they're only up to Ibu Dar, yeah. But, I mean, Arad Doman is west and Elayne is south. So, according to his prophecy from the Elfin, they are...
Arad Doman is also north.
Yes. But it is not quite Saldea. Saldea is still north of that.
Not quite.
No. So you're going to have to crush the Seanchan if they don't join him before the last battle. That's why he's putting these forces into position. So they aren't in lands that are controlled by Seanchan, but he'll have them surrounded. So yeah, the man has a plan. He's got plans in plans in plans. He also mentions the daughter of the 9 moons. He was given that from the Elfin as well, but didn't know what it meant until a couple of days ago when Bashir told him that the daughter of the 9 moons wants to meet him. So there'll be meeting details are to come. He doesn't have those details yet. But he just needs to, when he does meet her, figure out how he's going to bind her to his cause. Good luck with that. Neither of your daughters of the 9 moonses are going to be easy to deal with. This is good stuff for Loyal, who is scribbling fiercely the whole time. He's like, oh my god, finally, some juicy info from my book. Olivia is standing by the door on guard, and she's just nodding as well, fiercely as well, going, yeah, let's fuck these guys up. Let's not join them to fight the last battle. Let's go kill them now. Cadsuane tries to convince Rand with Bruce Lee's proverb, be like water. She's more like a willow in this case. And he's telling him he needs to bend or he will break, basically. And he's like, no. Water and willows don't win last battles. You gotta be hard. So before things can get too heated, a servant appears to announce the end of the world for Loyal. His mother has arrived. And 2 others are with her, which must be Elder Haman and Aerith. And it is just fucking great. Loyal's like, Rand, what do I do? Rand, what do I do, Rand? Rand, what must I do? And Rand's like, all right, calm down. He's trying to talk to him gently. And he said, didn't you say you wanted to marry Aerith? We were just talking about it in this very room. And he's like, yeah, I suppose I do. And Rand's trying to calm him down. But Cadsuane's just like, oh, fucking shut up, both of you. Go talk to your mother right now. I'm sending you to go talk to your mother. And so Loyal starts packing up his books and his inks and he's muttering under his breath. It's super slow.
Loyal's mom by name. It's like, if I know her, you don't want to keep her waiting.
You better move, boy. Your mom is calling. Yeah. So he's like picking up his shit and muttering and doesn't want to go at all. Everyone decides that, hey, this is a good time to do other things. Varen goes to find Thomas. Apparently his knee hurts when it rains. Nynaeve is going to go find Lan. But before she leaves, she tells Rand that she senses a storm brewing. And he knows what that shit means. It's not this actual storm that's happening, but another one. And that's the end of that.
I think he asks her straight up, do you mean the final battle? And she's like, I don't know, but it's coming. It's not. I think she even says it's not rain.
No.
It's
It is
it's
raining
coming.
because you hear thunder pealing, and
Yes.
I was this
Yeah,
whole
she
chapter
says it.
just with this ominous storm brewing in the background. I'm just waiting for Rand to be gripping a window frame and channeling like fuck it, thousands of
Oh,
Trollocs.
Jody.
I thought it was this chapter,
Oh, Jody. Hang in
but
there.
I was
It's coming.
disappointed. All right.
Coming. Yeah, Vil, did you have anything you wanted to say about that last chapter?
No, I don't have particularly a lot to say about it. It's there's
of
just
news
it's
being
just
delivered.
all of this is table setting. This is like the biggest chunk of table setting that we've had. Great Matt's chapters of table setting was fun and these things happened, but these ones it's necessary table setting that is happening now.
I mean, it's been Matt table setting, it's been Perrin table setting, it's been Elayne table setting, and it's been Rand table setting. The second half of this book, Jody, I think this is our fifth.
No, it's
fifth
in the
episode.
beginning of it. It's Egwene table setting as well. In the
Egwene
tower.
table setting too. That's right. So like 5 of them. But this is the 5th episode of this book. We generally do about 10 episodes per book. The first half is all table setting for all of those characters. The second half is all the payoff for all of those characters. All these guys get shit done, and in a
It
rad
happens,
way.
and it just goes back to back to back to back. That's why I'm not even.
It is nonsense.
This isn't hard work for me, because also the table setting for me, and I'm going to keep referring to term table setting. Is the preparation of the storylines now is that you can see the cogs in action now. You're like, yes that, and it's like. It's coming, like the snowball is going to roll and it's just going to hit the floor hard.
There's such good stuff coming. But anyway, back to this chapter. my head is going nuts just like thinking about all the stuff that's coming. But I had a couple notes from this chapter. First things first, just like seeing the dragon icon, chapter icon. You're like, oh yeah, here we go. Payoff. Here we go. Some Rand time. Rand sort of humming and thumbing his earlobe. Classic. My note is lewd Theron.
Yes.
I also had a note that the parents' companions are they're just described as like sitting in red coated uniforms or something, which I just assumed to be the Sean-Chan uniforms of Tylee Kurgan and Mishima.
Yes.
When Rand sees that image of them having drinks because they're in a common room or something, the three of them, Perrin and Kurgan, Luce Theron in his head says, "I need them," and they're off at the Anseline Gardens, which is the sort of bar restaurant thing that Grendel styled that meeting place after. When Moradin comes and gives them their last orders, that chapter is called In the Gardens or something like that.
That's
and
right.
It was modeled after the Anseline Gardens.
Because the Anseline Gardens is familiar to me. I was like, I've read that before. I didn't know where.
Where is
it
that?
is familiar
That's
to
where it
all
is.
of the Forsaken and Lewis Theron and
Everyone from the
that
Age of Legends.
crew. Age of Legend.
It was the place to be.
It was the Mykonos or the
Yes.
I don't know.
So Logain reports that King Al-Salam of Arad Doman is nowhere to be found, right? So Arad Doman without a king, the merchants and people in Arad Doman think or know that the king is still alive because he is still sending messages to Rodell and those people, but that's Grendel doing that.
Yes.
Spoiler alert, the king is still alive, but was kidnapped by Elayne. So, taken to an unknown location in the Caroline grass, where he remained until shortly before the last battle, and it's only after he is kidnapped that Grendel starts creating a foothold in Arad Doman. So, in his absence, Elayne opens the door for Grendel to cause Arad Doman to fall into complete turmoil. Thanks, Elayne.
Does her number
Three
one
very
trick is
unsurprised
like,
people.
I can't kill them to get them out the way, so I'll just kidnap them. Let's kidnap Rand. Let's kidnap Ituralde. Let's kidnap this one. Let's just kidnap everyone. Kidnap Elayne.
Her whole thing is like a show of power. She's kidnapping Matt and Stepanios. She's kidnapping
Matt and Stepan, yes.
Al-Salam.
Yes.
Rand.
Because
Dragon Reborn.
trying to kidnap Rand because she wants to put the kings back and sort of show like the tower has the power to take a king off their throne and put them back again and grant, like it's all for her about scoring points with the rest of the world and just showing how much power they have, but it's all just backfiring. And then my last note was just that I was stoked that the deserters list has been fixed. An innocent mistake, apparently, from Taim. But I'm just glad that our guys... I mean, who's left? It's only Dharma Flynn and Narishma. Are they the only two of that whole cohort that was around Rand with Deshiva, Ibn Hopwell?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's dead.
Jer Grady, I think he sent away with... Grady and Neild are with Perrin now. But yeah, like so few of that cohort left. But at least Dharma Flynn and Narishma are no longer hunted by the rest of the Ashaman. Not openly, anyway.
I bet you someone's hunting them. That hasn't stopped.
You know why we don't get so many Ashaman names and stories? Because I think RJ actually ran out of names. They just didn't have.
There are no more names.
There's
There's
like
like
names.
Hundreds of Ashaman.
We just named a bunch.
No, just a few, like a handful. I can remember.
Not nearly as many as the Aes Sedai.
Yeah, not nearly as many as I said. Not nearly as many as nobles. I mean, like, don't get me started.
It's cool, like some of the Joe you'll see now in the chapters coming up, like Narishma, like and Logain, it's like they're gonna start going around as well, and they have meetings with people, like they address the rebel Aes Sedai, and they go to the Sea Folk and stuff, and they have these massive conversations with them, and just the way that they rock in and just like upset the apple cart and leave again is fucking enjoyable. It's very cool.
Look, I don't remember the details, but of the Ashaman, but my memories of them from reading that the first and second time is just these guys are the best. That's my cosplay uniform. It's like my black coat.
Yes. I styled my matric farewell suit jacket after an Ashaman jacket. It was a long jacket, like knee high with a tall collar.
Sweet.
Okay, so through all of that, did you guys remember to pick your favorite moments?
So many.
Really, I struggled. I really struggled here. Like, there's lots of tiny little bits and pieces, but nothing that's like radical.
I've got a favorite moment. I've got a couple of good moments, and
Okay, Huevel, you go first.
probably favorite moment for me is again Nori and his find with the cutpurse. What's his name now?
Samuel Hart.
Samuel Hawk. That is going to play a lot more roles going forward, which is going to be fantastic and juicy.
It's kind of funny too.
And he's shit scared of Elayne. He's so scared of her. It's not even funny.
Who, Nori?
No. Samuel.
Samuel.
Hawk. Yeah.
Yeah. What else? Well, you meeting our long-fingered friends.
Okay.
Or...
Yes, we've got Aviendha and her talent, capital T talent, which is quite significant because it's been a problem not knowing what things do, and having someone know what they do is pretty cool. But then having that someone taken away by the wise ones quite immediately is not ideal.
Like they, Aviendha suddenly became OP, and then they nerfed her completely. Like, she's got this cool skill, but she's gone.
Yep.
Do you remember what that little bronze knife is used for?
I thought knife that you could draw on the Tower of Genji because you can't use steel.
Elayne has it now, right? So it doesn't go to the Tower of Genji with Matt and those guys. But that's true. It is with a bronze knife that you have to draw on the outside.
But it's to hide from the shadow. But to hide someone to get close to the shadow?
I don't think you've read it, but we've spoken about it on this podcast.
I remember.
It's what Rand uses to actually approach Thakandar and Sha'ul Ghul. Almost at Mount Doom.
It is Mount Doom. Same.
Same. But yeah, to get to Sha'ul Ghul without being spotted, Rand uses.
He just waltzes right in.
Gives it to him.
Camouflage.
How great is that? So it's like incredibly important, that little thing that Aviendha just gives to Elayne there, which is pretty cool.
Well,
that was one of my
it's in his wife's possession, so needless to say, when the big battle...
They're married in community of property, so it's like 50-50.
Transferable.
Min gets a turn. I also just realized as you did this chapter, Jody, that Min and Logain obviously know each other quite well. You know, they traveled together for quite a long time with Swan and Leanne.
Yes, before he got healed.
Yes.
She
I'd
saw him
forgotten
at his
about that
worst.
completely.
Me too, until you mentioned it right now.
Yes. All right, Joe. Favorite moment?
I got two. The first one
Mhm.
is Loyal when his mother arrives.
Yes.
God.
Yes.
Rand, what do I do? Rand, like several times.
Dragon Reborn, save me.
Like, we have to calm him down. Like, hey man, my mom's here. He's just such a little boy still. Like, we forget, but he's a
Totally.
kid in
Yes.
Ogier terms. He
Yes.
doesn't want to get married.
No.
And then honorable mention to after Elayne screams at the ceiling, where Aviendha just the only one finds it funny as fuck, just bursts out
Joe,
laughing.
you've picked my two that I wrote down. The arrival of
Shouldn't have let me go
Ogier
first.
and Loyal's reaction.
Yeah.
And then Aviendha, like what I found, like not only that she was laughing, but she was laughing so hard that she had to like lean against the tapestry on a wall, like she was
Falling over
with
laughter.
So good. But oh man, like Willie and I have been saying, at the risk of sounding like, oh, the next chapter, or like just wait until this happens, but like the next half of the book is just riddled with epic moments. It's going to be so good.
Sweet.
But
Can't wait.
until then, I will say to our listeners, send us your favorite moments, your theories, answers to our questions, or questions of your own. You can do so using the social media links in the episode description, or just go to bloodandashespodcast.com, where you can even leave a voice message for us to play on the show. Haven't had one of those in a while, so come on, peeps. Where are all our regulars? Send in those voice messages and we'll splice them in. Also, please rate and review the podcast on whichever podcast platform you use to spread the word. After you've done all of that, you can pick up Knife of Dreams one more time to prepare for next time on Blood and Ashes, where we will cover chapters 19 through 22. Another 4-chapter episode. The first one is called Vows, then The Golden Crane. Ooh. Within the Stone, and To Make an Anchor Weep. And that last chapter, I remember exactly what that was. And the final line of that chapter makes my hair stand on end. When I think about it. It is so good.
I know exactly which line you're talking about as well.
Oh, fuck. It is. I just want to get there.
I'm just going to read that line now and just jump ahead. All the other chapters.
Go do it. All right, but until we cover all of those chapters, I will say to you guys and all our listeners, sleep well and wake.
Peace, everyone.
And prosperity.